welcome to another episode of the Smut Club, the podcast where smut is better with friends.
Yeah.
It absolutely it is.
The friend we have here today is Hope. Woo! Our romantasy baby.
Gotta be here for every romantasy read.
And if you're new here, I'm one of your hosts. I am Katie, and across the couch from me, we have
Anna.
Yeah. Anna, who finished this book yesterday.
Woo! I absolutely did. It was deeply uncharacteristic.
we did it.
I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't click that for my own
Yeah,
accomplishment.
but I
appreciate
all the way over to do
you
it.
applauding me in this. Yeah, I think this speaks to Fourth Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I think
A
that's
testament to Rebecca Yarros' work.
That's a testament
Atta girl.
to the quality of this book.
Oh, yeah.
It was not a painful, arduous thing to finish late last night because I wanted to actually, and I could process all of that because it was a lot, but it wasn't some insane SJM, free fall at the end of the book. Quality.
Yeah, if you really are brand new here, Anna likes to finish audiobooks like the moment we hit record.
I really do.
For our ACOTAR series, like
Oh my God, like fresh.
Every
Like,
single episode, she would hit pause on her Audible, and then we would hit record. Like she had no processing time.
No, I would go straight from like you would. I mean, often like we would go to brunch and I still hadn't finished yet. Like it was like in the transition time between brunch and setting up Hotsky stuff. I was still finishing the book.
that works for you because you're an external processor,
Yeah.
so you just
Exactly.
finish and pop right over and have all your thoughts about it. It works.
that's
It's a
why.
good system.
She just walks in wide-eyed, like, oh my God.
And I think that I was definitely here for a time when, Katie, you were like, not a word.
Don't say a single fucking thing.
You shut the fuck up. You sit down, put your headphones on.
Because Anna has not finished it. But what a way to record a book review pod of somebody who walks in like dumbfounded. Like I just set this book down.
Yeah.
So authentic. You're really
I
like
am here to discuss. But Fourth Wing, I have slept since finishing it.
Look
So that
at
was
you.
a real accomplishment, but also not a chore.
Not a chore at all.
This
Yeah, I did some. It's been a while since I read Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Not to brag.
You're better
but
than us. You're better than us.
Definitely read this one before y'all did,
Yes.
which is so unusual.
Hope believed in it before we did.
I did.
True, you had
And I
faith.
was annoying you about it
You
while I
were.
was reading it. And one of our other good girly friends. And so I went back to like review my text messages with her to get ready for the Ponsky.
Very good.
And I talked at length to her about like just the childish giddiness of like staying up so late that like my eyes were closing,
Yes.
but I couldn't stop. And so then I would
No.
like the next day when I picked it back up, I would be like, wait, what is this? And I had to like go back a couple of pages,
100%.
like every time
Because I was falling asleep.
so excited, but I couldn't. I'm like, no, I just have to like read to this next little like break in the
Yes.
chapter. And I haven't felt that way about a book in some
the
time.
sign of an incredible audiobook for me, and I do both. I had on Kindle too because I needed to reread a couple of chapters
We have to revisit.
with my eyes,
Oh, yes.
to actually appreciate them. But the sign of a great audiobook is whenever I'm just staring off into space.
Just stare.
I slow the speed down and I stare off into space, and the dogs will start being like, "Mom, what are you doing?
What's going on?"
Because I will just like stop and just like stand and listen to it going very fast on my ears, and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what is happening here?" And so I didn't really get much done while listening to it
Oh,
because my all of my brain cells actually were
Hooked.
were in Fourth Wing.
So good.
Yeah, I know I've told the story before, but I read Fourth Wing on a flight to Pittsburgh and finished it while I was like, same thing as Hope. I was reading it in the hotel room, like under the lamp while my partner
Yes.
was asleep.
Yes,
And then,
you had the physical book.
yes, and then because I finished it while we were in Pittsburgh, I was like, I need to have the second one immediately.
Well,
And
the cliffhanger that we end on.
my God.
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And so I am, our flight is leaving at like 10:30, and it is 7.
You
And
needed Iron
I'm
Flame
scouring
immediately.
Barnes and Nobles in the general Pittsburgh area.
In the snow, in the cold.
I'm scouring Walmart.
You're searching them all.
Sold out at every, because this, I mean, Iron Flame had just come out at this point, so it was sold out at every single thing. I look and it's like available for pickup at our local Barnes and Noble, so where we were landing.
And you were so disappointed.
I was not allowed to put it on hold. Because
they were like, sorry, the girlies are going to come snatch it before your flight lands.
So I told my partner, I was like, I'm going to find it in the airport.
I'm
going to find it in the airport. And
your panties are in a wad, so to speak. Literally.
He was like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not.
You don't understand. A doesn't want to read it yet because all the books haven't come out, which is insane. Actually, that's crazy person behavior.
Choice.
Drama.
It's going to be years, baby girl. Do you know you can read them again every time that a new book comes out?
Just now writing it.
Yeah.
She's writing it currently.
Yeah, join us, actually, in this wave of enthusiasm. But whatever. So
we get to the airport. We go through security. And he's like, he's walking to our gate. And I'm like, no, we're looking at every single convenience store. And so we go into one. I ask the guy, do you have Iron Flame? He looks at me like he's never heard of a book in his life.
Well,
and
wonder what his sex life is like.
And I was like, okay, never mind. So then I go to the next one. And this one is bigger, and it does have a book section. So I walk over to the book section, and I'm looking around. And then I see it. It's displayed. It has a whole display. And let me tell you, when I leapt into the air and flapped my arms.
You texted immediately. You were like, wait, I got it.
Yes. So I grossly overpaid for the hardback because it was in the airport. But I did get to start reading it on the plane. I have it, and it's beautiful. It has the black painted edges. It's gorgeous.
So fun.
That's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
It's sexy with the black painted edges. I don't know why.
It's a shelf trophy.
It's beautiful.
I'm a shelf trophy girly. Yeah, that's... Of all the books, you've got to have it. Now, I have not read Iron Flame yet. Have you read Iron Flame? Mm-hmm. Okay, I have not read Iron Flame.
We will not.
That's okay. No spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm totally fine to pretend like Iron Flame doesn't exist. At this moment.
Okay, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody is saying similar things.
It's not like in ACOTAR when I was like, no, we need so much more information. I don't feel that way. Like you have all the information that you need.
Yeah, you have good. It's
amazing.
Good. Yeah,
amazing.
No. I definitely needed a little breather. Yeah. I needed to read some. I needed some Tessa, some Ellie. I needed something soft after.
And I think I did read them back to back. After I finished Iron Flame, I was like, I'm never going to read anything ever again. Like, that's it for me.
Your heart was broken. Yes. You were furious.
Well, I just
screaming, crying,
throwing up in general. And so I think having some space between is probably the best practice.
I think that's
sure. Okay, well,
it was too much. Too fast.
I feel better about that because I see the directions. I see the open plot points.
Yeah,
I'm aware of where this could go.
Yeah.
And I have some big questions along those lines. So they will be answered as I read.
Yeah.
But Rebecca fucking Yarros did a beautiful job writing a work of romantasy art. This was iconic. We've read some amount of fantasy at this point.
Sure.
And this is up there at the top.
I thought it was really fun having read some romantasy and discussed very recently lots of that. This was my first book where I was like as plot things would happen. I don't know. I enjoyed the world building of this fantasy in a different way for me. Like the payoff was good and fun, or I guess we can get into the plot content now, but the first time when they were it was oh shit, they get to talk with the dragons. It was oh, okay, I see what this is. Or
if every fantasy book could be laid out like this, man. I would read way more fantasy actually.
For sure.
Because she weaves it in. I understand that this is another world. I understand a lot of the tropes. I don't need it spelled out to me. You were explaining it really well last night.
Yeah, this is what we call show don't tell. Show don't tell. Don't write me no shade.
I don't need paragraphs about.
Yeah, no shade to J.R.R. Tolkien. They, I don't know, a person. They've written
J.R.R.
They have written beautiful works of fantasy.
Yeah.
But I will say that I don't need 17 and a half paragraphs about when they cleaned up the cups at the party.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I will say, I calendar can be a little bit like that. There can be not world building so much as it is we're going to talk about the single leaf of a tree, or we're going to talk about a bee or a butterfly for just like an absolutely insane length of time.
Yeah.
Diana Gabaldon is great at that. There are times and places where, with consent, I will engage in paragraphs and paragraphs of descriptions because I want to go to that place.
I will engage in paragraphs of descriptions of
Sexual encounter.
hell
Absolutely.
yeah. If you're going to spend a lot of time on descriptions, that's where you put it.
I think I have a hard time when it's another world, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just not my speed, not my vibe, especially when it's political intrigue.
Oh, I don't care that.
Ruffles.
Although this was a pretty like political
intrigue
book
for this,
and
it was giving Star Wars. So the reason why I enjoyed this political intrigue is because there was a rebellion. There was there's something brewing, and that's very much my speed, if you know me. So like, this regime is I don't agree with. Let's overthrow it. Let's usurp power. Give me that all day. Tell me about that political intrigue.
Yeah, and I really liked the scribing element of it too, of like who tells the stories and how does that change how we view everything. That didn't feel like sometimes those political, like that political conflict feels just like, okay, you just made this up. Like this is just some very abstract, like distant thing.
The cauldron.
Yeah, but like who? Oh my God, bitch! Don't stop.
The Beauty and the Beast bathtub. But I mean, not to compare ACOTAR is to Fourth Wing. That's not really. It's different. And obviously, we are still ACOTAR girlies.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Y'all, SJM girlies. We're not. Please don't come at us.
But what I like about Fourth Wing more is that I feel like in ACOTAR we were just like making up wars. It's like all of a sudden we're in a war. I'm like, why are we in a?
Here's this character with a whole race that we've never heard of before, and
there's a scepter and a mask and
like big beef.
But I wasn't bought into that war, so I didn't give a damn.
Right
now
we're starting at the beginning of a war.
102 like scratch marks, scars on your back. I'm bought in.
Oh, we're bought in.
Tell me about this fucking rebellion that you will die for.
Yep.
Like
tell me about it.
My interest is piqued.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I now care because
100%.
I'm bought in on the personal relational level, and that's the personal is political. If you want to speak to this demographic seated here today, that is what you get into. You get into the personal, then I fucking care about the political.
Absolutely.
Because the rage will come and I will be bought in.
Yes.
But if we're just talking about politics for the sake of politics and all of this, red tape, I really could not care
I think
less.
show me a character that I love and adore and show me why I want to be on their side. Why do I also want to overthrow this government? What did they do?
I do, yeah.
Like with
and
Star
I'm not
Wars.
going to feel that way after 8 pages of, it's like begats. It's in the Old Testament. It's given, like, I'm not.
So-and-so begat.
Come on. Come on.
It is. That's a great
I'm
analogy.
just not that interested.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not what I'm here for.
Our dark, sad hero boy has a story that's very tied up into it that we get over the court.
I love this.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very sad boy.
Give me that all fucking
sad
day.
boy.
Gosh, the burden
I
of
was looking
responsibility.
back at my, like, Kindle highlights, and some of them are just goofy, but they're all just like, he's such a sad boy.
I mean,
So hot.
sure.
Oh, y'all. This is a sad boy. I can maybe. I was gonna say get behind, but really it's get under.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Hey,
if you know what I mean. Okay, full disclosure, maybe someone else had the same experience, but every time I heard about Fourth Wing, you had best believe when I heard the words, you got to read Fourth Wing, Fourth Wing, Fourth Wing, and then I heard dragons. I definitely thought that Fourth Wing was, these are dragons with 4 wings. And there is some story.
Well, the number of
about
body
the
parts
fourth-
does matter.
The fourth wing. It clicked. I remember I was sitting at my kitchen sink doing something, cleaning, washing dishes, most likely. And I was like, oh, there are 4 wings.
It's
these are the wings of Hogwarts.
Yes,
okay,
correct.
Good to know. These are the wings of Hogwarts. So that clicked. That was interesting to me.
That's important.
I would love to hit us with the Goodreads synopsis.
Let
me
do
tell you
it.
how many ratings are on Goodreads. There are 1,090,579 ratings, 150,000 reviews. The average is 4.62 stars.
Yep.
Which
That
is
seems right.
notable.
Whoever is rating it below 5 stars, let's have a conversation. Come say that to my face.
Oh, here's a review. Oh, let me Here's a review that looks interesting. It's written by you, K-Bird.
Are there spoilers in it?
No, it's just so funny. Oh, that's a good point.
It doesn't matter if there are. I mean, you read it.
Yeah. Oh, y'all. It should be noted, if you're new to the pod, this is only spoilers. The whole thing is
Oh
spoilers.
yeah, we're gonna walk you through the whole plot.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
We are. That's kind of the point, because this is for folks who have read it. Well, let me read the synopsis first, and then maybe I'll read our cutie little review, because you're so funny. You're so funny.
I don't remember what I wrote.
You're so funny. We wrote it on January 2nd. Enter the brutal and elite world of a war college. This is not what you wrote, to be clear. This is the Goodreads review.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote.
You would say, enter the brutal and elite world. Enter the brutal and elite world of a war college for dragon riders from USA Today bestselling author Rebecca Yarros. Pause to say, I like that there are 2 C's and 2 R's in her name. That scratches my brain just right. I like it when they match up. I like it when they match up. Good. 20-year-old. Okay, I didn't need to know that she was only 20.
So,
we don't have to talk about that.
When you get into Iron Flame, you will see this is some 20-year-old bullshit.
True.
This is how 20-year-olds be acting.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, well, squishy brains.
Yeah.
20-year-old Violet Sorengale. Did not think that was how that was spelled. I read it on my Kindle and I'm like, Sorengale. But that's a solid.
It's a great name.
Violet Sorengale, otherwise known as Violence, was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant. Again, everything's in 4s. Living a quiet life among books and history. Saying a girl just like me. Now, the commanding general, also known as her toughest talons mother, play on dragons, has
talons.
ordered Violet to join the hundreds of cadets striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, is it brittle or is it extra bendy?
It's brittle. She's just snapping all over the place, breaking and snapping.
No, she has like a condition.
It sounds like Ehlers-Danlos.
I don't know what that is.
That's okay. It's a connective tissue disorder. Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Her mom was like sick. Anyway, we'll get into it.
And hence the hair.
Yeah.
But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away. Because dragons don't bond to quote unquote fragile humans. You know what? That's been proven wrong.
She's not fragile.
They don't bond to fragile humans. Thank you. She's not fragile. They incinerate them. Ooh. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. That was a compelling plot point. For risk of death at every turn.
Oh yeah,
we will be talking about that.
I enjoyed that. The rest would kill her just because she's her mother's daughter, like Xaden Ryerson, the most powerful and ruthless wingleader, otherwise known as a ringleader. The dragon called him a ringleader at one point, and I'm like, rebellion ringleader. Powerful and ruthless wingleader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers. Oh, yes, that's exactly.
Oh, hell yeah.
There is a real enemies to lover plot line.
We love to see it.
Everyone at Basgaith?
Basgaith.
Yeah, Basgaith War College has an agenda because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out. Graduate or die.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Okay, to read this precious review, I think that this is a great big picture.
This is a surprise
on January
to me.
the 2nd, 2024, written by Katie Bird. You said, and I quote,
"Oh God,
run, don't walk. Period."
I stand by that.
Period.
5-star review.
Period.
Run, don't walk. If you are a Reese/Azrael girly just like us, Xaden Ryerson will have you saying, "Reese who? What?"
That's what I stand by.
What?
Period.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't know him
He
anymore.
is your everything.
Well,
my God.
Xaden is so much hotter.
Okay. Wow, those are fighting words.
They're cut from the same cloth.
They're the same character.
They're
But
apples.
I don't.
Okay.
In light of Silver Flame, I don't think so.
I have. Oh, everything changes over. I do think that we will have a chance on this episode to unpack that further. So I'm going to continue this review. There's something to be said for a fantasy novel that doesn't put you through hundreds of pages of world building.
True. I believe that with my whole heart.
There's something to be said. Rebecca Yarros drops you in the middle of Navarre and trusts you to figure it out on your own. Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
Don't insult my intelligence. As girlies who appreciate high fantasy but sometimes find their plot devices silly, aka the cauldron,
Yeah.
This was the
That's
perfect
stupid.
blend of smutty smut and exciting plot. What an excellent review.
That is a
Katie
very
Bird.
good review, Katie
If
Bird.
anyone's ever curious who has done an ounce of work online in connection to the Smut Club, it's Katie Bird.
Well, yeah.
One day it might be me, but today's not that day.
One day live on the pod, I'll let you. Well, actually, go over to Silver Flame. You don't have to read it; it's long. Just scroll it.
Stop it. Stop it. You did it?
Oh hell yeah!
Katie Bird. What? This is a dessert.
Katie Bird.
I don't know.
Oh, she had some thoughts, ma'am. What? Oh my god.
Thank you. This is a service, actually.
I probably wrote that like at 4 a.m. To be
October
honest,
11th.
Just angry, irritated.
Wow.
I was very upset.
Not
This
ready
is-
to talk about it on the pod
You
yet.
know, you
because
say
we
you're
were
not an
behind.
external processor. But
So
this
I
is-
do. I think I do a lot of writing my thoughts down.
Friends listening, please follow us on Goodreads because we are more active on there. We're going to be putting, because we mapped out the next 6 months of reads. So we're going
Yeah.
to put them on Goodreads. It's going to be super cute. Because if y'all are voraciously reading smut, as we are, you need something to go by. We need some decency in order.
That's right.
We need the structure of the Goodreads. So, okay.
Okay, let's jump in. We have a shared note, as always.
We sure do.
You know, in an effort to cut down on these intros, we're still 20 minutes in, but that's okay.
Was this an intro? This was an overview.
Sure.
Okay.
It's all related. It's all related.
This was an overview.
Look, New Year, same us.
We're the same people.
Yeah. Anna, let's jump in.
I would love nothing more. So we start here. It should be noted that Katie Bird wrote this, and now we are going to. Well, you're just so good at things. I just admire you so much.
So good at things.
Well, conscription day.
Conscription Day.
Main character : Violet Sorengale. She sure is. She sure is. And you know,
I love her.
I think she's fabulous.
she
I
is
love
a
her.
dearly, deeply lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deeply lovable character. Okay, this is cute because you kind of lay out our characters, our cast of characters here in this. So we're gonna go down through them. Mira, stay away from Zed and Rorson. Me, no.
No. I,
With a smiley face.
yeah, I think I probably texted you the moment I read that, and I simply wrote, no, smiley face.
I shan't be doing that. I really love Mira. We will get into Mira. Mira is a great big sister.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's good people. I enjoy her. I'm curious to see how loyal to the crown she is, so to speak. But I guess we'll get into that. But Mira in this book and my reality, Mira's great.
Mira's great. Love her.
Mira says, "Stay away from Zayden Ryerson." Big sister energy.
Yep.
Katie Bird and Violet both say no. Smiley face.
we're not. I shan't be staying away
No,
from him.
indeed.
Shall not. And then a note here: our first look at ShadowXaddy.
ShadowXaddy. I mean,
We put we needed to do that. We needed to make that reference, didn't we, Katie Bird? I think it's witty as hell.
I mean, he commands the shadows.
Yeah. The quote here, pulled directly from Rebecca Yarros herself, is, "He's the kind of hot that gets you in trouble, and you like it." Oh, yes, you like it.
The moment I read that, I was like, well, that's my man. I don't care what he does. That's him.
Found
Everything
him.
is
Located.
completely
I
off
clocked him.
limits about
Oh, it's so hot.
Zayden Ryerson. The fact that she spelled it out for us immediately. She said, "Oh, Violet locks eyes on this guy, and it's just like immediately her loins are afire." I'm
Yeah.
like,
And no, it's just
Same.
like, I look at him and he's like 5 inches over 6 feet. All right.
absolutely.
Great.
Actually, I have one requirement, and it's that. No, that was really beautiful. We were all aroused when we met our ShadowXaddy. We meet Jack Barlow.
Ugh.
Not to be confused with Jack Harlow.
I got.
Wait, explain this reference. I'm Vanilla Baby.
You know that song? I'm Vanilla Baby.
No, I
I'll choke
don't.
you, vagina, kill him. Oh, well, very, very popular song.
Actually, can you quote those lyrics again for me, please?
You know this song. It's all over TikTok.
Oh, for
Doesn't
sure.
mean I know it.
No,
many
you
things I
will
don't.
know.
But you do.
But Jack Harlow and Jack Barlow are two different things.
Not the same.
Well, it really, my brain was like, no, that's Jack Harlow.
Sure. It makes me think of Barlow Girls. Oh!
Yeah. I'm Vanilla Baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer baby. But the Jack Barlow, Jack Harlow, it really
Confusing.
it was confusing to me.
That got confusing in your brain. Well, I imagine that was not the intention. It is my hope that for Rebecca Yarros, she had an ex named Jack Barlow or some equivalent.
Oh, yeah.
And that she made the villain.
She made this awful scum of a creature.
Yeah, and the note here is, and Violet almost severs his balls off.
I love, like, this is like the first scene of the book where she comes off the parapet and is holding a knife to a man's balls.
Love it.
I was
Incredible.
like, oh, this is our girl.
We're here.
Like, yeah, I'm here for it.
So this is, I mean, okay, so Feyre had some guts, but Feyre had to build her, we're just going to make this comparison the whole time. I'm sorry, listeners, but she had to build her chutzpah over the series. She had to learn how to believe in herself. And Violet, in some ways, but no, I feel like she had the courage the whole time.
Yeah. I think she was, she felt that intrinsically I think she knew her worth from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knew that like this was all bullshit and that her mom was, that this was, she was, it was just so much
She
more.
was like, well, these are the cards I've been dealt. Let's fucking go.
Well, I think she probably had the opportunity to build up a little more resilience from growing up with the scribes in a community that was supportive and understood her, and she was very close to her dad.
Yeah.
It wasn't
in a way that Feyre was only just strictly traumatized.
Yeah.
Great point.
You know,
Just trauma
like,
at all times.
She had a
Great
little
point.
bit of connection and attachment that turns out that goes a long way.
She had
Goes
some
a long
degree
way.
of a secure base going on where she could then grow from. She knew who she was, her identity.
And
she knew
strong relationships
who
with her
believed in
siblings, where Feyre's siblings were like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
True. That kind of isolation will really
Yeah.
can contest. But I do, and she had Dane, which I mean that was a beautiful relationship prior.
Oh my god.
Prior to here. And then we had bestie vibes with Rhiannon.
I
That
love
is a note we
Rhiannon.
have
Rhiannon's
here.
great.
she's amazing.
Rhiannon is the best of us, and I'm
And-
excited to get to spend more time with her.
A girl's girl, like the moment when she
Yeah.
throws her arm over Zayden's
Take
jacket.
out the patch.
Yes. I was
Yeah.
like, that's my bitch. Like,
Yeah. She really reminds me of someone else that I can't quite land on it. But
from New Girl.
From New Girl. Okay.
Like protective,
Yeah.
like girls like loyal to the end.
Also gay, right?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
A real girl's girl.
Yes.
A girl's girl.
A girl's girls.
There were also there were some non-binary babies in here too.
The inclusion, and I mean all the inclusivity of disability all throughout
Absolutely.
this, the chronic illness, disability, like my former special ed and book rehab, like I really appreciated how we talked a lot about equity and making things more accessible, leveling the playing field, aka when we're talking about the saddle, like leveling the playing field instead of like she didn't magically gain the ability to stay on the back of her dragon.
Right.
She had physical limitations that made that made that
Absolutely.
challenging.
And there were some really great quotes throughout from what's his name, from Taryn.
From Taryn.
About
There's
it
definitely some in here.
it was so
buried
like
in the notes
inclusive and advocacy minded,
It
and
really
very
was.
aligned with all the things that I feel like I come in contact with regards to like ability status and like actual political things we're trying to do in the real world. But in this book, it didn't read to me at all as
wasn't
like
preachy.
or
Yeah,
like
no.
it was very accessible.
Yeah, she was showing, not telling.
Yeah, show not tell.
That's right.
She
girl.
was
That's
showing.
right.
Let me demonstrate what it looks like for
What could it be like if we just
Yeah.
let people be people in whatever iteration
her ability
that they
status is her ability status, and
Yeah.
that's not something that she needs to change, or that it was something like, let's level the playing field.
Yeah.
And even in one conversation with Mira, she was like, you'll actually never understand what this feels like, so maybe you come to me. I don't know, just
Yeah.
the wording of it all, the showing not telling, it was very congruent with I don't know, experiences I've had in my own life and in advocating for others. On par, Rebecca Yarros. You are in the know. The next section we have here,
Ugh.
squad leader Dane Ato.
He was only giving me like Glenn and PETA vibes all rolled in together. Glenn and PETA.
Okay, PETA. Well, tread lightly
Just
with
in the
PETA
boy next door
because-
part of it.
Oh,
but
I was like, I was feeling. Well, I mean, I will defend PETA to the day I die.
Yeah,
But
tread lightly with PETA. That's okay. We're polarized
fine,
here.
yeah.
We can
wait,
have
I'm
different.
sorry. Are you all Team Gale? What's
Oh, is that his name?
I'm not
Gale?
saying I'm Team
Well, I
Gale.
couldn't even
I just
remember
think
his
he's
name.
hotter.
That's-
Okay, well, in the movie, but in the book, Peeta's definitely
It's
hotter.
been a minute since I've read the book.
Okay, well,
I was
Gale
but a
sucks.
child.
He committed
Okay.
a war crime and murdered Prim. So I'm not saying
All
that
right.
you're wrong, but
All
Gale
right.
fucking
Okay,
sucks.
That's a
okay,
point.
and PETA can bake things, so that is a real
PETA
skill.
loves. No, I'm not going to argue about Hunger Games.
Little Brady boy.
Little birdie boy.
Just a little
PETA
Brady
has
boy.
loved Katniss for his whole entire life. I don't.
Okay, we'll give you that. We'll give you that. But wait, we're saying boy next door. Okay,
Yeah.
bestie. I think she outgrew her bestie.
As happens
I think
to
Dane
us
should have
when
stayed
we
a bestie.
make besties at 6 years old sometimes.
Correct.
Turns out those are not
Not always.
our people sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
also,
yeah.
you know, you go ahead.
No, I was just.
It's more the exception. than
I
the
have
rule.
a big problem with people who see the world. Well, not in general, but seeing things in black and white is such
Yeah.
dangerous thinking, and that is what originally bothered me about Dane was like
the rigidity.
the way that
and
he
the-
would just like follow the rules like to the T, even when Violet is like, "Hey, your friend tried to fucking kill me," and then he tried like. I'm sorry, you're gonna steal her memory instead of just believing her?
So the
When
problem.
everyone believes you, what's that like? What's it like, Dane?
Jesus.
When everybody believes you. It was a fascinating. This is very characteristic of really legalistic fundamentalist, shall we say, fundamentalist Christian circles, because it's a similar value or like structure of no, we stick very much to the letter of the law, but then when it comes to actual like critical thinking and ability to, and I say this having been raised this way and I used to think this way, and this is what I've seen. So from lived experience, not just hating on a section of people, but it's having that kind of rigidity, then it really you never develop your own inner moral compass of hey, you can't just violate her boundaries of mind, body, and soul by I'm like gesturing to put my hand on her face to like read her mind.
Yes.
You can't because then if your whole everything is built on the letter of the law, you'll start doing subversive, terrible things to I don't know. You'll start
It's
bending your morals.
it's a really dangerous way to live. To think so black and white about everything.
dangerous to self and others, honestly.
Yeah.
And to constantly tell someone who's supposedly your best friend that she's not strong enough to be where she is.
That
Even after she's proved
that was reinforced
time
over and over.
and time again. I've made it across the parapet. I bonded the strongest dragon in the world. And you're still telling me I'm not good enough. Like, what is going on?
I think the fundamentalist perspective was it was I very much was like, oh yeah, this is but I'm trying to protect you, and it's like, yeah, but I'm showing you that I'm capable of more.
I don't need your protection.
In fact, your attempts at protecting me is
They're harming me.
impairing me,
Yeah.
Right.
for staying safe in the future. Like
Yeah.
this is not.
Well, I think also the cognitive dissonance of it is so interesting because it's like you're so rigid and black and white, and
Yeah.
you really, really believe this about dragons. Except for this big, strong daddy dragon just kind of told you to fuck off.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not dealing with that. Like,
No.
that is too, that's
But it doesn't
too
fit in
gray
his rigid-
to fit in.
There's
So we're
no
just
way.
gonna bypass it.
yeah.
We're just, like, not
At
dealing
least in
with
the
that.
first book, Dane is not looking inward at all.
No.
There's no
No.
self-reflection happening.
Which, I mean, he's 20.
Okay.
No, he's older.
He's a little...
He has less of an excuse. He's-
22.
What is he, a third year or a second
Yeah.
year?
He's a
No,
third.
he's
That's
a-
right. He's a second or third.
I don't
No,
remember.
Zayden's 1, 2, 3. Violet's 1, Dane is 2, Zayden's 3.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right. So he's a handful of months older. So you're right. He is older and so much wiser, but he's still acting a fool.
I thought that the reveal of his signet was devastating.
Oh, God.
And I think that is another reason that I really loved this book, because literally when I finished it, I was like, I could just start it again.
Oh, 100%. I want to, yeah.
I want to start it again
Usually
with my
feel that
perspective
way
now.
either, but now that I know what I've known, like
Yeah.
every single time he touched her little fucking face.
I know.
At the end last night, it was like, well, has he touched your face since then? And then she's like, he touches my face all the time.
Fucking time. Traitor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, wait, he touches my face all the time. That's just how he greets
That's
me.
how that's how we interact.
Disgusting. I think that's so how
Yeah.
that happens
It's
in like
manipulative.
a manipulative relationship
Yeah.
too, though. Like that moment where something new clicks in and recasts
You can't
every
ever
interaction.
See, yeah,
Yes.
And then it's like, Oh,
Dane
it's
can
just
never-
so
that's-
gross.
yeah.
Like,
Wait,
that's
they were
never gonna
always
recover.
doing this.
Yeah.
The trust, once the trust is broken and you see the theme all along, it's like, oh, my gut was right all along.
Yeah, maybe they can rebuild from there. That's allowed, but like we can never go back to a time before you actually have just been manipulating me,
Yeah.
and you may never touch me again.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact.
actually.
Well, the way she's like, if you fucking touch me, I will kill you.
Yeah. And you can
Love her.
justify
I love
it
her.
in all of these ways. I think his weird ways of justifying it were like the kinds of things I've heard, but still deeply problematic. Yes, so his signet was mind reading.
Yeah, well, he can take a memory, basically. Because mind reading is illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not allowed to talk about that either, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, the people know.
Oh, yeah, and then he
but-
never... I love when Zayden was like, you think I don't fucking know what your signet
Yeah.
is?
Dumbass.
So you have to have like a security clearance to know Dane's special signet because it's like, I mean, he's a
But
weapon.
that's manipulative.
Oh, I mean, he's a weapon. Like they keep him on lock
Yeah.
because you're not supposed to have mind readers, and he's kind of a form of mind reading, but it's controllable because he has to touch somebody.
Red flags.
Yeah, super red flags, but also I really liked I think we've talked before about how like friendship breakups can be just hard in a different way from romantic breakups.
Can be really different. Yeah.
And so I really liked getting insights into that, especially because our girl allowed for a moment. She was like, "Okay, we'll see. I've had a crush on him since I was a little girl. Let's give it a try." And then it just didn't work. And good for her.
Yeah, I didn't feel a single thing when you kissed me.
Yeah,
That was really disappointing.
And then when she finally, I have a couple of highlights from that area when she's having like the big confrontation with Dane.
Beautiful.
And they're talking about like how tough this like training year is on everybody, on all the first years. And this is out of context. I don't know what else happened, but she says, "Forgive me, but you're about to be some of the bullshit that this place cuts away from me." And I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
girl.
God, girl."
Rebecca Yarros
it.
has been through
You're
something.
right.
Yeah.
She's
Like-
been through some shit. And she's like, this is what I wish I would have said.
I can't remember a time
Wait,
without
you're-
Dane in my life, but I can't take his constant pessimism about my future anymore.
Correct.
You're about to be a part of the bullshit that this place cuts away from me.
The place cuts away the bullshit and like what reveals your core self or
Yeah,
whatever.
and Dane was saying that to her. Was
Wait,
like
I love
being
that.
a little condescending about it. She just flipped it right back on him.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The girlies can claim that. Like, you know, like looking back, like you're about to be a part of the bullshit that this place is, that the, you know, life is refining out of me. Wow.
I love the way she always like turned his words against him because he's like, this place will like reveal your core self. And
like,
she's
"You
like,
said."
so this is you then? Good to know.
Yeah, so you're saying that it reveals
You
your core
stealing
self.
my memory without my consent. That's you?
This is
Noted.
obviously your core self. Yeah, I mean, to your point, I the minute I started seeing this go down, I was like, this is screaming Tamlin.
Yeah.
So general
That's true.
assholery and Tamlin vibes is the note
Yeah.
that Katie Bird has here. It just, I mean, it was obvious. And in most love triangles, this is kind of the vibe. But
I mean, I would argue way more obvious than Tamlin. Like,
yeah, it was a lot more. With
Tamlin was a
Tamlin,
little more sneaky about his manipulation.
they're really, and as evidenced by people who had just read ACOTAR, were like, no, Tamlin's great. And
Like, oh, I love him. What's the problem?
there was kind of enough there where it's like, oh no, Tamlin's doing great. But straight out the gate, we could see that Dane was trying to control rather than protect. My friends, there's a difference between controlling and protecting.
Correct.
And he just wanted to control because you were so worried about her.
I mean, just because what? She's small? Like, okay.
Also, empower her. Equip
yeah.
her. I don't know.
I have another quote about that in here.
Oh, by all means.
Oh, and when others are quick to stand in front of me, Zayden always stands at my side, trusting me to hold my own.
Yes, yes.
Correct.
That was one
That's
of
my
many
man.
ways she described the dynamic.
Yes.
And I mean, from day one, he was we learned that he was attracted to her from day one. But like he took the path of like equipping, which like is true to his character too. Of
sure.
like, let me empower and
Yep.
bring out the strengths in you. So like,
Yep.
it was just, that's the difference between a boy and a man.
Yeah.
It just,
Well,
it's so good.
not to continue on with the Reese of it all, but that's where Reese lost
Yes.
us in Silver Flames
Yeah.
because Reese had always been that way with Feyre, and then all of a
And then
sudden,
put her in a bubble.
Yeah, it was like that. It just
Yeah.
a complete switch up from him about her
Yeah.
abilities and her like autonomy.
It's such a, I think often, sorry for the mental health emphasis, but I think often of the drama triangle, and which is used a lot in addictions research, but we have these three roles that people kind of move around, these themes. So we have the rescuer, the persecutor or bully, and the victim. And when you have someone in a rescuer hero role, they are trying to rescue the quote unquote victim, but what they're doing there is they're disempowering the victim. They're viewing them as a victim.
Right.
And it's this like, I have to rescue you because you are incapable. You are powerless. That's the view that they have towards the victim. And it becomes this horrible self-fulfilling prophecy for the victim. And it keeps someone who is then pushed into this victim role from stepping into an empowered, the like healthier stance would be than being a creator. And it's like, I can create my path forward.
Yeah.
And it disempowers them from making that choice. And when you have someone who is instead coaching and empowering, that's the healthier role rather than a rescuer. When you're coaching and empowering someone, you are like, hey, you're calling them up higher. Like, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Hey, let me walk alongside you.
Exactly. I was literally just going to say walking alongside, because that is what we need out of our people.
Yeah.
And as a counselor, like that is something I return to a lot of like my clients are capable of so much more. Like let's come alongside and like scaffold and support. Yeah.
Right.
But like you can do it.
Yeah.
It's actually your life and it's important that you learn how to do it. Violet, like this is
You don't need to save me, but would you run away with me?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Taylor knows. Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Beautiful. So yeah, we are already getting into so much goodness here with this Tamlin. This is not the last Tamlin Resand parallel we will make here with Dane. But then, we have in the fourth wing, we have wing leader Xaden Ryerson. That's just the note you have.
I wanted to point out that Violet is in his wing, and there was a switch that happened.
Yes.
That forced Violet and Dane to be in Xaden's wing.
It did. It was as if it was constructed as such. I appreciated that. Yeah, as it was all, because at first there's just all these characters and they're on the parapet and people are dying and I'm like, who is important to keep track of?
Right. Like, I'm going to marry my girlfriend, and he just gets chucked off. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was some signaling from the beginning for Rebecca. She was like, this is not going to be sunshine and days. People are going to fucking die.
Yeah, there was a real Hunger Games element there.
Yeah, they do be dying.
Oh, no, I know. We're not there yet. Keep going.
Yeah, well, the emotional damage you mentioned last night, I have since experienced it. It was devastating.
Ouch.
But I was at first a little confused about which characters do I keep track of and which ones do I not. But then when they said, no, we're reconstructing it this way, I'm like, okay. So this is the fourth wing. This is our inner circle. Yeah, this is good to know. Our people. And then we have the secret meetings of the marked ones. I love the show don't tell way that we explained what the marked ones were.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Tattoo.
It sounds hot.
It's hot.
It took the entire book really to unfold what how the children of the rebellion got there, like how all of the children of they called the apostasy or
they're from what are they from Tyrandor?
Yeah, it was so good.
So good.
How it all unfolded. But the secret meetings, was this when Violet was in the tree?
Yeah, so she was hiding in the tree.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we learned that Xaden commands shadows. So he knows everything all the time.
A ShadowXaddy.
Truly, this is a ShadowXaddy.
Thing is so hot. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it.
It's dark.
Like the part, this is such a small, teeny tiny thing that happens, but like Violet drops her pen, and then Xaden just picks it up with his shadows and hands it back. Yeah. I was like, holy shit.
It's hot and it's powerful.
I love it.
I fumbled my quill and it falls to the ground, but before I can lean over, the shadows beneath the arm of my desk lift the instrument like an offering. I pluck it out of the shadows and look back at Xaden. He's locked in conversation with Garrick, not paying me a speck of attention, except apparently he is.
At all fucking time, baby.
Oh my god.
Wait, I don't think I caught that.
Yes, he's not even looking at her, and oh my god.
Stop it right now. I need to reread this immediately.
Oh my god.
Stunning.
I didn't So I'm new on Goodreads, and I did not understand that it saved all of my highlights. And so
fun.
I went to like Kindle highlights of this book, and then I was like, oh, maybe this is just like other people's. But then I was like, oh, these are really speaking to me. And I was like,
it's
because they're
mine.
mine.
They be coming from me.
But I was like, ooh, Kindle has known me better than I realized somewhere, because these are all really...
It's so fun to see. One of my favorite things is when everyone has highlighted the same thing, and I'm like,
I know.
we're all in
me
this together.
too.
It's really.
I also thought that was hot.
It's this communal experience. It's so beautiful. But yes, the secret meetings of the marked ones. The plot point there is that then they're secretly meeting, which it's illegal for 3 or more. But you know what? Shadows. So
he can keep it a secret.
He commands the darkness. So
yeah, we learn a little bit more about Violet's character too, where she's like, hey. Whatever you're doing seems cool. Like,
I love that.
He was like, they were basically talking about tutoring and training each other, and she's like, oh, they're trying to help each other.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah,
she was
like, I mean, I don't.
Actually, they're not doing anything like illegal.
Yeah,
they're
you can tell she's critically thinking about all of the things. She's not blindly loyal to her mom, General Sorengale.
Well, her mom
with good reason.
Yeah, I mean,
the mommy issues of it all.
God, I'm glad that gets worked through.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Oof.
Yeah, I think she was kind of that was a beautiful plot device too, to give us a little. I mean, I was kind of right on the nose, but it's like, oh, here now we get a secret little thing, way to see this meeting. And then the next note that you've got here is Violet threatens Jack with her daggers again because Zaddy said so.
Yes. So Dane gave her the advice of just to lay low. Leave Jack alone.
He sure does. He says he has a lot of that kind of feedback. And Dane was
like, actually, chuck your daggers at his head. See what happens. I don't know. And she flicks it, and she's like, it lands right between his legs. Oops.
Whoopsies.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Sorry. That was just a sweet little moment there.
Yeah. I think that's when, it starts to click, where it's like,
this is a Rhysand situation. This is empowering her.
I feel like they were I guess he was forbidden by like the political intrigue of it all, but I think their interactions from the jump were like very clearly
flirty,
hot, spicy as fuck.
Yeah,
so hot.
But that's the tension of it all, is that, and she was like protesting so much of just like, he's a rebel, and we can't possibly. It's like the more the lady doth protest too much, like the more you like. Okay, we get it, but it was cute. The next note you have here is Violet poisons her challengers on the mat.
Loved it. So resourceful.
Resourceful. Yes, you work with what you have.
Yep.
Actually, that's the point.
And I have poison.
Yeah, but then that our ShadowXaddy, he did know that. It was clear to him what was going on, and he respected it.
He was like, I like that, actually.
And
also,
and the note we have here is Zaddy disarms Violet on the challenge mat because he can, and it's hot as hell.
It's so
the whole
hot.
between the thighs situation.
Yes, it's very clear. She was like, he was nestled right between my thighs. I'm like,
was he now?
It just, he was really making sure that she also knew how to defend herself. He's like, you're not always going to be able to fucking poison your opponent.
That's right.
You have to be able to fight.
And he said it. I forget what the quote was, but like he said it like, this is. You're not actually going to get stronger if you don't learn how to fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you can
avoid all you want, for sure. That's one way, but also you have to know how to do this.
Yeah. This is a beautiful way to empower someone, is to say like, hey, I see what you're doing, but that's just like, you're going to maintain baseline there.
Yeah.
Like, in order to grow, you need to practice your skills.
Mm-hmm. And I think nobody else, like everyone else around her at that time, was either going to like not spar with her at all out of this like soft bubble of protection around her, or we're just gonna kill her immediately.
Right, we're gonna murder her.
And I think that he was literally the only one who was like, no, we still, like, you can still learn how to do this, but only if someone teaches you.
Let me teach you.
Teach me, daddy.
Kitty Bird, you got the next note there?
So on the mat, he tells Violet, disarm me because defenseless women have never been my type. Oh my god.
That's my man.
That is my man. I swear, like, so I'm reading this on an airplane.
In public.
I have seen videos of like girlies like
panting in public.
Oh my god.
Literally. Like I've seen videos of people like the girl next to me in the plane is reading Fourth Wing, like that was me. I put my face in the book and went like
This was the very, like, I texted our other friend when I was reading, also sitting out in public. Like, I was sitting in the fall in North Carolina in the mountains on a sidewalk.
Okay.
Just sitting on the ground with my little Caesar salad and my little Kindle because
can relate.
V was in meetings and I was like, well, what else am I going to do? And I told her what part I was at and then said, I am sitting out in public. I can't do this.
Simply,
like, I can't.
I'm being perceived.
No, that's what I'm saying about the audiobook. I had to I had to go somewhere.
Yeah, I had to be alone.
I had to have someone else to talk to. Like, it couldn't just be
I couldn't get that me.
Like, no.
I will be audibly giggling.
The energy was just thrumming inside me, and I was like, I can't text anybody. I'm gonna fucking hear. Holy shit!
Who do I talk to about this? Yeah.
And I look up and around. Everyone's just minding their business, headphones on. I'm like, how are you all acting like this?
That oh my god, that I have not been that thrilled about an MMC in a long time. I can't think of probably Brendan.
For real.
Brendan.
That's my man too. I mean,
I love that.
It's not always that this is wow. This is really hot and deeply just perfect. Your question here, Katie Bird, is when did y'all start to realize he was never planning to kill her?
Girl, he was never going to kill her.
I know. But I'm like, when did it click that he was like, oh, he was never actually like? At some point, I was like, did he change his mind at some point, or like? But then I realized eventually, oh, he was never going to kill her.
It was around in some interaction. It was something along the lines of an Anthony Richardson. You vex me.
Yeah,
there was something to the effect of you vex me, and it was like, oh, you vex me. I get under your skin.
There's a line where it's like, that feisty look on your face makes you want to kiss the hell out of you or something.
I think it was even more subtle than that. It was just like he was just like, you make me really mad. And I'm like, okay. I think he likes how angry Violet makes him. He just has. It became pretty clear early on because for me, he was just paying her an awful lot of attention, and I mean, of course, you see through things, but she was like really honing in on we could never be. He will surely kill me, and it's like, honey, no.
Like he had every opportunity to kill you, baby girl.
If he wanted to kill you,
he can strangle with his shadow.
It would have been done. Like you wouldn't even cross the parapet, babe.
You would have been done.
Also, he's too honorable. Like there was too many. Like I think from the first meeting where he was leading the rebellion, I'm like, he's not. And it was when he said, she's my, like, save her for me. Like, I'm the only one who can kill her or something. I was like, oh, well, then he's not going to.
Something about, like, a main character who is convinced that he's just, like, so bad and so, like, ruthless when he's really just, like, the most honorable.
An angel soft boy.
Oh!
We call it the burden of responsibility.
Yeah.
Morally gray.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
He's like, I'm not kind. I'm very ruthless. But it's like, also, your whole life is to protect all of these people.
Yeah,
what's happening here?
You have the
get out of here.
Scars of 107?
107.
Yeah, the scars of 107 children on your back. Like I think, honey,
you think you're a bad person? What's going on?
You're not a baddie.
Yeah,
you're a protector.
I would also say that I'm not often a fan of a slow burn generally, but this was a super effective slow burn for me.
Did this feel like a slow burn?
It didn't feel slow.
I mean, it was, but
everything they did was so hot.
Every single thing.
Every touch, every conversation. Yep.
If you're going to do a slow burn, do this. Enemies to lover. Enemies to lover slow burn. I could do all day long.
Perfect.
Because they hate each other and that's hot.
Perfect.
Streets and cheese. But like,
for sure.
It's so good. Yeah, the next note here is, and then we get to more enemies to lovers content, but the gauntlet.
Y'all, fucking gauntlet. Did y'all picture like American Ninja Warrior?
Because I definitely did.
100%. There were the
swinging around.
There were the things. It was American Ninja Warrior.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yep.
Yeah.
And the
wipe out. And then, so goofy, but we're gonna die.
Yeah, we're actually gonna break our spine.
Perish here
instead of landing in the water. But like when they're jumping from like rock to rock, all I can picture is like people spider monkeying onto like, big red balls and like spinning.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's hard to take seriously, except it was real serious.
Yeah, people were fucking dying.
People
In
were
practice,
dying all
in
over the
practice,
place.
They were dying.
Oh my god.
This is American Ninja Warrior Death Edition.
Death edition.
This was
Murder
not
edition.
Murder of Children edition.
Yeah.
But it was fascinating. And she, you know,
She figured
She
it out.
works with what she has.
but like adaptive. She was like, I'm gonna do what I have to do because I physically can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's how, like,
Anything I
can,
have on my person, I can take in.
it's part of me.
Yeah.
That's what the codex says.
I know the rules.
Dane, don't you want to
yeah.
fuck the codex so bad? Don't
Oh
you
my
want
god. Oh my god.
to? Here's what it says.
OMG. That led us up to. Also, I loved how non-irritating all of these, like, them moving through their
Like
process,
phases,
their phases
yeah.
of
Yes.
training. It wasn't boring.
Fine.
It
It was
wasn't
fine.
irritating.
Yeah, I was interested.
There have been some training things that have been annoying as hell and too long and arduous. I don't care. I'm not a CrossFit girly. I don't care about their training. This I was interested in. I was like, oh,
And
I
I
see
love-
her gaining skill and confidence. I'm interested.
Yes, I love that it's like the name is just thrown out there. It's not like here is the threshing.
The
Here is what
history
happens
of-
during the threshing in 1945.
I
Like,
don't even know. I believe you.
It's
actually.
like
Yeah.
they're like we're gearing up for threshing, and then you just figure it out. It's like with the dragons.
There are
Got 'em.
dragons involved.
Got 'em.
Exactly. Like
Wonderful.
It makes so much sense. The threshing. The
The
note
threshing
here,
did have me nervous.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
Scary.
oh my god.
The build
I
up.
was so nervous
So-
about the threshing.
Well, even when they were walking through and touring the
Yes.
fucking dragons, like meeting them
And
for the first
dragons
time,
were like,
high,
well,
high
you're dead.
stress.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Don't look at them. Don't make that eye
was
contact.
effective
Ooh,
in
very
getting us geared up
effective.
for what the threshing could be like.
Yes. Well, before we get into the note here, I just want to point out that Jack Barlow is a fucking coward.
Yeah.
He took
Yeah.
one knife to the shoulder and ran away like a little bitch.
Little bitch.
Yeah.
Little
Which we circle back
bitch.
to.
Yeah, we
And
sure
you know
do.
who else is there? ShadowXaddy is there to do a
course he
protest.
is.
Just in
Sure
case.
is.
Of course.
He loves
but he
it.
doesn't step in?
No,
He does not.
He's allowed to
He
narrate.
observes.
Because he's not
behind
allowed
you.
to, but he also believes in her and he trusts her capabilities. That I texted during this, and
Yes,
I
you
was
did.
like, "What is happening here? Like with the dragon
It's a baby
situation?"
one. It's a baby
The note
one.
here, yes, is one big grouchy boy and one small baby girl.
Oh,
That-
We get to have
Oh, we love.
My problem all along with Fourth Wing, and I'll admit it was the thing that made me not want to read it, was just the fact that there were dragons. I'm like, okay, why are dragons such main features in this?
We love them.
These dragons were amazing.
Now we know.
Because
We have a grouchy grandfather, and
Yes.
we have like baby Groot.
that
Causing
literally,
chaos.
Perfect combo.
literally, and the hot wife, the hot dragon wife,
Hot dragon
Oh.
wife. She's so
Sigale?
mean. I'm so scared of her, but she's a hot dragon.
Hot dragon.
Yeah, she's
Hot
like,
dragon
fuck all
lady.
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that Taryn and Scale had some of the best lines. Like
Oh.
I was like laughing at them sometimes.
Taryn,
just hysterical.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I
So
love him.
funny.
Taryn was like, and just the cuteness of Taryn being with Violet. Like, come on.
Precious.
Like, that being his writer. He's like, I hate bullies.
Yeah, and big
hate bullies.
scary scale and Sigale.
Segal is in the
Seagal,
audiobook.
like
Seagal.
Jason Segal. Like
I guess so.
Blech.
I'm gonna say Sigale.
Y'all say whatever you want.
Okay.
That's how we read books.
Whoever.
See? We
Yeah,
pronounce
so
it however.
Taryn and Sigale being like, I like that little dragon. That little weird one. I like that one.
I like it.
I'm going to adopt her.
Yeah, she's ours now.
She's ours. She belongs to us.
Literally, yeah.
And little
When they found out, when Zayden found out that he was like, he was deeply hurt. Have
he
you
was
been
like,
keeping a halfling
that's your
from
baby?
me?
And she was like, no.
That
I
was
just
so
like it.
cute because he was like,
Precious.
"Have you been hiding a hatchling from me?" And she's like, "No, stop it! I would
course
never
not.
do that."
Best
I don't know that
friend.
she could. Could she?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
But like, definitely their adopted baby.
Yeah.
That was fucking precious.
So
I love
precious.
it.
The
I
worry
love it.
that I put into making sure and Darna
Darna.
was protected with her feather tail.
Her feather
She was so
tail.
strong and brave.
She's so shiny.
She's shiny and strong and brave, and everyone could see her.
And she has teeth, but she didn't want to use them. She was just chilling.
At the threshing, having those bad boys trying to attack that
Imagine.
innocent baby. That was when I started. Oh my god!
I was like, well, Jack Barlow, you're about to fucking die.
Yeah. We're out of
And
here.
you, absolutely not.
Oh my god.
Okay, and then the note here. All together now.
A mated bonded pair.
Pair made a bonded pair. Yeah, I was like, oh, Oh, and who is Segal's writer?
You die, baby.
And I immediately was like, oh, and he's so angry about
just
it.
like, oh no, freaking stupid.
No.
I'm bonding with her for life.
Oh,
It's really hot, girl. I'm stuck with her.
Oh, she's smart, and I've been attracted to her from day one. Fuck that.
No.
And like, I immediately was like, they're gonna have some kind of mind.
You saw that coming?
Yeah, immediately, because I was.
I
hoped that
Sure.
they would be able to communicate down their own bond.
Yeah, eventually.
But yeah, that wasn't interesting when it finally started unfolding, and then there's some scene where he is communicating to her
the first time.
Is she gonna say anything? Oh man,
Holy
that was
shit.
good. That was real good.
I will also say, as a, taker in of fantasy, that I really liked the way that their magic worked, or the way that they described like the mechanics of the bond.
Yes.
Was very similar to ACOTAR in a
Yeah.
lot of ways, but it was the first. I don't know,
filled
the way
them
it
with
felt like
power.
meditative, and like the
Sure.
visualizations
The
of
grounding.
it. Yeah, I
Left.
was like, this makes sense to me in a way that like magic stuff is often just like, ugh, okay, whatever.
Kind of vague.
Whatever.
Magic needs balance.
This was
Yeah,
embodied.
whatever.
Okay.
But I was like, oh.
This felt embodied.
Yeah,
it was like
it really did.
and that is the skill of Rebecca Yarros of her descriptions, because she like painted this picture that like we could feel within us of like, oh, it stopped you in your tracks and you felt this, and or like when Taryn was really horny with his partner, and like you felt it like that. It happened many times, describing how it felt to be filled with the magic, or filled with the whatever,
to feel it flowing through, like the electricity.
Yeah, that was a great, effortful description that
Yeah.
felt really helpful in the plot. Yeah, she did a great job.
I think it also felt. I feel like I talk to my clients a lot about like, this is what, like, you're just being flooded with chemicals right now of feelings, and we try to talk about like how to manage that, and
Like,
it
of
felt
course
very
you-
like mental health aware to me, of like,
sure.
yeah, that is how feelings function physically for us. They
are-
really do just take over as a presence.
Energy and motion.
Yeah.
Emotions are energy and motion in your body, and it can feel really overwhelming. This is how we regulate and move through it.
Right.
It is. Oh, I saw this adorable TikTok, side note, and it was some preschooler. He had learned from his teacher that think of your feelings like fish in a pond. Try to be the pond, not the fish. And it was like, the feelings are within you.
They're here.
They're here.
They're here.
noticing. They're not bad. They're
Feel 'em.
information. They're welcome here.
They're passing
but
through.
you're the pond.
Oh, I love
You're
that.
the big.
You get to
Really
keep them
sweet.
all in
Yeah,
there.
you're
Yeah.
the pond. And it was just such a.
Yeah.
I don't know, as we've moved into this age of people understanding more about how mind, body, and soul work.
Sure.
It's beautiful to hear, like, this discussion of magic felt very aligned. Yeah.
Loved it.
As a person in a human body.
Yep.
All right. The next section we have here is, they kept saying, violence, you're not going to be okay. You're never safe. You're never going to be okay. And I'm like, you know what? She probably will, though. There's going to be an attack. It'll be fine. But
Well, she bonded the strongest dragon in their year.
yeah.
And there's a bunch of unbonded people who want to have that dragon.
And we could have taken the word for
which
it,
is
but
dumb, because the whole reason he chose Violet was because she wasn't a boat. Like, what?
you can't force.
What's happening right now?
But
But
I
I think that
think-
because you kill his rider, he's going to take you?
Why would they do that?
That makes no sense to me.
No, it
It's
doesn't make
just
any
vengeance.
sense. Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of blood here. They're little squishy brains.
Yeah, and very little reflection, very
Yeah.
little
They're not
critical
looking.
thinking.
They're not
very
thinking.
little.
very little reflection. No, there really isn't
very
here with
little.
these writers.
It's 20-year-old bullshit.
But so Violet is just, she's just sleeping. And what she is wearing whilst sleeping is Mira made that incredible dragon scale, which that was
Incredible.
That was very smart. Also, if anyone is familiar with the animated series Dragon Tales on PBS, Dragon Tales. I love come on, listen to Dragon Tales. I was very into Dragon Tales. I did think of that scale. I thought of that specific shiny scale. It's one of the brother sister team. Anyway, I thought that her vest was definitely made of that. That is entirely beside the point. But
True.
I did love when they were testing out before the threshing, when they met all the dragons, and then the dragons were all giving her sniffies.
sniffins.
They're like, wait a minute.
That's my brother.
You smell like a dragon.
You smell like my friend.
That was
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're all smelling me because, this is Mira's dragon.
It's Mira's dragon.
She's like, hello. That was very tender.
So
and
cute.
brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
But so the note that Katie Bird has here is Andarna stops time during the attack on Violet. That was very thrilling.
It was
Yeah.
wild.
Oh,
That, I mean, I don't know if it's because I was listening to it or what, but wow, that whole interaction was like, holy shit. Because at that point, we didn't know what's Taryn, what Andarna, what's going to happen with these dragons.
Yeah.
What's going to happen. That was a riveting plot. I was
Yeah.
deeply invested.
This was when they like came into her room
Yeah.
to murk her.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a quote from this
To get her
because it's a
dead.
very, very hot moment.
So good.
Jeez.
And then, so Violet's obviously freaking out. She's trying to fight him off, and Taryn is in her head saying, "He's on his way. He's on his way." She's like, "Who are you talking about?" I'm like, "Who do you
Stay close to the High Lord.
Bam, bam, bam.
You know, stay close to the High
Come
Lord
on,
is
girl.
what's happening.
ShadowXaddy. He
girly.
bursts in. And he sees the what's happening, and he goes, "You're all fucking dead."
Your note here is talk dirty to me, ShadowXaddy.
I mean,
Yeah.
when
And
he
he does.
touch her and die, like, I'm sorry, that's hot. I don't know.
He's like, I will fucking end all of you.
And then when he,
And he
Oh,
did.
I've got it.
You got it,
You
read
have
it.
quoted several of. We're on a wavelength about these
We're on the
highlights.
same page.
protect me.
Yeah.
I should have killed him slower.
Yeah. When he sees the bruises on her neck,
Yeah.
I should have killed him slower. And he
She
says,
says, "I'm fine." Parentheses, I'm not. His focus snaps back to my eyes.
not.
Never lie to me. He says it with such ferocity, bit out through gritted teeth, that I can't help but nod and promise. It hurts, I admit. It hurts. Let me see.
Who did this to you?
"Who did this to you?" Actually, I know because I fucking killed him just now.
already killed
But if I would have
them.
known more, I would have killed him
I
slower.
would have killed him slower. And he says it again later when he's like revealing. He's like, "I wish I could have go back in time so I could kill him slower."
Dear
my
fucking God. Andarna, come on.
God.
Let's go back into everything. Wow.
Holy shit!
That
so
was
hot.
Rebecca
I'm sorry,
has been
but
taking
Reese
notes.
Reese just can't. Like,
He can't. He can't. And then also,
I think
after.
Reese would if
He would
Sarah
do
and
it.
Rebecca
Yeah.
and her millennial girlies would sit down together and have a chat.
Well, the next,
I think that they could.
the continuation of that scene is where he like kneels in front of her to lace up her boots
and
for
she's
him.
like, oh God.
a man on his
He
knees.
dresses her. How do you like our men?
First time of the season, on their knees.
That's how we like our men.
Oh my
They
God.
need- the like time stopping yet again when he's on his knees was like, oh, this is going somewhere. Maybe that's when I realized he wasn't going to kill her.
A boot, then taps my foot. Can you lift it up? I nod, lifting my foot. Then he robs me of
Thank you.
every logical thought by putting on my boots and lacing them one at a time.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So we talk about slow burns as frustrating. This, in fact, is foreplay. Every interaction
Oh,
was
yeah.
just foreplay.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
This was
I
was
mean,
sexual tension.
This is
It
also a
activates the
crisp.
same parts of my brain.
Yeah.
Like
God.
all of my sensual centers are being lit up.
I'm hot now just thinking about him putting on her shoe. Oh my God.
Like
Oh
beautifully
my God.
the energy
executed.
is it's here. I'm like, oh my god.
Beautifully executed.
Yes.
A
Sorry,
girly
this is
just like
still the
us.
same percent.
Please,
This is like I
please.
can tell this is all in the same interaction. He wraps my cloak around my shoulders and buttons it at my collar like I'm something precious.
Stop it right now.
He wasn't ever gonna kill you, Violet.
Are precious.
Precious.
And she gets a little saucy. I love, we haven't said this yet.
Mm.
I love about this world's culture that, like, of course, all the soldiers are horny and fucking
They're
each other.
fucking each other.
Of course they are.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
they're a bunch of 20-somethings
let's
in life or
live.
death
It's college.
situations.
They're in college.
Live,
It
yeah.
makes perfect sense. And so I was so glad that we did not have to do
Sure.
a big song and dance of the,
The mating, what was it?
Whatever.
The one night it went in Akatar, whenever she meets Reese, that festival.
yeah.
Calamai.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, well,
we
or
didn't need all this stuff. We're
there could
just
just be consensual adult fucking around.
people
for
are
a good
just
time.
allowed to be horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
she's
it's nice.
loudly horny in a way
Oh,
that
for
I
sure.
really enjoyed
And I
reading
love
too.
it.
It was
It's probably I think
cute.
it's toward the beginning maybe, where Dane like rudely asks about if she's fucked anybody, and she's like, it's none of your business, and also in the past, also none of your business.
Yeah. It was such a great point. And she does say at some, we don't have a virginal trope here, because she does say at some point, I really miss sex.
Yeah.
I miss sex. But I can't have sex with anyone but him because he's all I want.
Yeah.
This is really frustrating.
Yeah.
And I loved the, like, this is a consenting adult who knows what she's talking about.
We don't have to do the whole...
She's not, I've never felt this way about anyone, but then I met him.
No, she's like, I know what this is.
No, I know, and I want him actually stacked.
He's the only one that will suffice, actually. So
It's odd to imagine Zayden ever not being in control. Hell, I'd pay good money to see him lose it. To be the one he lost it with. Yes, ma'am.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. Say it.
I mean,
She's not confused.
not
Just say
really. Not really a spoiler, but there is something in Iron Flame where she tells him that she wants him feral.
Yeah, like, I prefer you feral, actually. Like, I just, it was so refreshing. Come on. Just, like, can we not pretend like women just have no idea what they want?
No, we're horny too.
We actually, to be clear, we know exactly what we want.
Yes.
And we've made it
We
very
want you to murder people who hurt us.
Yeah, and then lace up our boots and
then put my jacket
button
on.
our clothes. And then, actually, it was just, my God. So, speaking of being horny beyond belief, Taryn and Sigale do the nasty and get all violent and get violence all worked up.
That's right.
That
oh my
was
God.
so
hot.
That was, I loved, and this is again
And
like
the
the magic.
self-awareness too. She was like, "Oh, this is not."
So
This
exactly
does not belong to me.
that was
actually.
so strange. Yeah, that, again, to the point of like, no, I understand this magic. Like, I can see how, like, at first it is really disconcerting, especially if you've never felt this.
Yep.
And then it's like, she can like barely stand up.
She's like, Jesus Christ.
I was imagining
Like
how
her
like
knocking against the wall.
they make the little like partner things where you can have a remote control.
The vibrators that
was
you
all
can
that
control.
I could picture was like she's just
out of nowhere.
She's like, get out of the way, Liam.
Are you okay? And
no.
You can't be subjected to this.
this sweet baby Liam, I don't think it ever dawned on him. And she's like, no, get out. Go away.
Liam, I love Liam.
My angel.
man.
Yes, he was so,
Precious.
that was perfect. And you know what is interesting is that Taryn and Sigale, they don't always shut the portal. They forget sometimes. They get caught up in passion. They forget to kind of shut that channel off to y'all. So Zayden and Violence, in fact, we're in the same boat.
He's out there smoking weed.
He's out there smoking weed.
He's smoking weed.
Just gonna say.
Token up because
He sure
was
was.
hot.
He said, "I have got to chill." Oh my God!
I'm gonna toke it up out
that
here.
was so
With no
funny.
clothes on in the cold to try and
He was
chill
like-
myself out.
They physically
He
get
was like,
hot.
actually, same.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, of course you're here because we're both in the same boat now, aren't we? That was so. I want to go back and read that immediately because
my
that
God.
was.
Oh yeah.
And
It's
for
up
them,
against the wall.
what was it? Well, she was like, where I want to be with me pinned up against the wall. I'm like,
Yep.
And she's like,
Yeah.
I just want him to smash me into the wall. Like,
that was. I could feel. That was one of the times where I was like, I need some space. Actually, I can't listen to this while doing laundry.
I texted.
I can't read this in public.
Nope. I texted Ashley about that scene that like I'm gonna have to take a lunch break. Like I can't.
We gotta get out of here.
A break, if you know what I mean. That was and that again, not sex.
No.
That was slow burn.
It was
that
a
was
kiss.
foreplay.
Yep.
That was a fucking kiss.
Yep.
Wow.
Whoop.
Wow. And then this was so frustratingly honorable.
He's like, you're not.
He's like, you don't actually want me.
These are not your feelings.
These are the
Okay.
dragon hormones
God damn
talking.
it.
And he said, just have a little. I mean, he had to push her away a couple times. Just have a little mercy on me and go. Oh.
And he's like, because I can't.
Wow.
It was hot. But then Violet walks
Wow.
away and she's like, no. And she's like realizing, oh, now the feelings I'm feeling, Taryn and Sigale are done. These feelings are
I
mine.
love the differentiation. She's a grown ass woman. She understands. Like, no, I want him.
She was like, I walked away knowing that these feelings were mine.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
This is not some. She was not. I feel like Feyre. Again, we're gonna do the parallel. I don't care. Feyre didn't know her own mind often, and that got a little old because we're grown women. And so I appreciated that Violet was like, no, sometimes I have some questions, but overall, like, no, I know what I'm thinking and feeling
know.
because
we know.
I can just own it.
Yeah.
The next note here.
Oh, did you have something?
Oh,
please.
I have so many. I have so many highlights
Actually,
from
could
this
you?
section.
Can you just give us a
the
reading?
highlights. I would like that.
Let's see. There's some short ones, some not even full sentences.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
My favorite one, and I make the utterly unforgivable mistake of turning to see a smile.
Ooh.
Utterly unforgivable.
Utterly
The way
unforgivable.
she's talking to herself through this interaction, I
Yes.
think, is so funny and also felt very real.
Yeah, sure did.
Touching you was a bad idea.
Yeah,
The
sure
worst,
was.
I agree, but my tongue skims my lower lip. He groans and my core melts at the sound. Kissing you would be a cataclysmic mistake.
It sure would.
Calamitous.
I mean-
What would it take to hear that groan again? Like her internal versus
Yeah.
spoken dialogue, just really.
This would be the worst, but like let's do it. It's
I
a bad
have the
idea,
long
right?
quote of, yeah, it's a bad idea. Fuck it, it's fine.
Fuck, it's fine. Yes,
Yeah.
I know. That he's
I know.
later.
I tripped and fell into his bed.
I tripped and fell into his bed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read the long one?
Actually, everyone
Yeah.
present
Okay.
and
Gather around the
auditory.
campfire.
Here we are. Here
Turn
we're
it up at
ready.
the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
We're ready.
Actually, yes.
So this is at 54% into the book also, which
okay.
is not bad.
Foreplay is perfect at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, we
It's
love
great.
it. I was not frustrated at all.
No, I wasn't.
No.
It was just enough.
You have to go. His words are clipped and at odds with the heat in his eyes, his ragged breaths. Why? The cold is a shock to my system without his body heat.
Oh my
Because
God.
I can't.
Because I can't.
He rakes both hands through his hair and
Stop it
leaves them
right
on the
now.
top of his head. And I refuse to act on desire that isn't yours. So you have to walk back up those steps now. I shake my head, but I want everything. This isn't your want. He tilts his head up at the sky. That's the fucking problem. And I can't leave you out here on your own, so just have a little mercy on me and go.
What?
Silence ices over between us as I get a hold of myself. He's saying no. And the shitty part about it isn't the chill of chivalrous rejection, it's that he's right. It is infuriating. Infuriating
When
for
they're-
someone to accurately reflect back at you your own stuff.
It's audacious.
The
Actually.
audacity.
The audacity.
And the implicit like protective energy there of like I'm not going to leave you out here by yourself. So I need for you to
Please
go
just
back
go.
up to safety.
Yep.
For
I'm
my
gonna cool
well-being,
down.
can you just...
Can you just?
Wow.
It's also like when I'm reading these, I'm like, these people are so much better than me. Like much
my
better
God.
people.
So
I'd be like,
responsible.
I'm not- I mean, we're gonna just stay here actually.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to talk you into this.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be better for it. Yeah, if I would have been Violet.
I want to win this argument, so I'm gonna pull my hair down. Just,
Yes, that's the one. She could just bring her hair down at any point.
Oh my God.
Incredible. Yeah, that was. Thank you for that special selection from.
I'm feeling very like, you know, like obviously I know that this is my place and my people, but just having the exact right quotes on hand is very affirming to me of like,
Oh no, you.
we're all on the level
on the
here.
same
We're on the
page.
Like we all read the same book and have the same response. Like yeah. No, we get
Perfect.
it. The girlies who get it, we get it. Wow. Yeah. Well, Zayden, speaking of other ways that he is protected, he had special blades made for his violence. And things get spicy on the mat.
Yeah, he's like, win
They
them
stay
from me.
spicy on
I
the
have
mat.
them all strapped to my body. Win them from me.
And you know, she wasn't mad about that. She really wasn't.
She's like, let me just open my legs a little bit so you can slide right on in here.
right where you belong. Yeah, a training sequence. A training sequence is always hot. It's always hot. Like they're short. Like there's all these things going on. But like this was really delicious. And things get spicy on the mat. Surprise! Zayden and Violet can speak mind to mind, and it's hot. It sure is. It sure
hot.
is. And it was just so sweet to see her get really flustered that he could speak to her, but she
She was like, Jesus Christ, you're in my head. And he was like, yeah, I thought I could, but just wanted to try.
That's that TikTok sound that's like, and someone's reading, oh, Jesus. And they continue reading. Y'all know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That would be so alarming because, of course, the immediate next thought is like, can he just read? Like, can he just know?
Does he know?
Like, does he know?
Well,
like,
Yeah, exactly. it's something for her to find out.
The one way is really hot, but then the moment she throws it back, he like whips his head around.
Yes, and I love the one when they're like in a meeting or something, and she's doing it, and he's like getting really. They're
at lunch, and he's choking on his. He starts choking on his food,
and everybody's like, "Are you okay?" And then she's, "Hi," and like it's like sending a nude,
and they're like,
oh yeah,
a sext while you see him across the room.
My favorite is like when it's just like being a little annoying to him, and he's like, "I'm a little busy right now," and she's like, "Hi."
Same. A girly just like me.
Yeah,
like
exactly same.
Can I playfully irk you?
I can't think when you look at me.
Yeah. I mean, to flash forward, when they're in their sexual encounter, he's like, this is how I just immediately get hard every time I see you. It's really actually very distracting.
This is actually irritating.
And I'm like, ooh, yes.
Oopsie.
So irritating. Whoops. Sorry. Sorry, have that effect. The next note here is, again, Xaden he cares for her well-being. It's as if he wants her to live.
You die, I die.
So that he can, but it's like, I love her tension of like, well, you're just doing this because if I die, he dies. No. He could do this.
But also
he didn't
a girly
have to design
after
a
my
saddle.
own heart.
For sure.
Of course, that's like the insecurity that comes up.
She's like,
It's
no, I doubt this. Yeah, they will, they won't, they. We like it. But yeah, Xaden designs a saddle for his violence.
This is, Taryn is always an anti-ableist king. We love to see it.
Seriously.
This is my favorite thing, probably one of the things
I
he
love
says.
this. Thank you for noting this.
Yeah.
I decide what is, so basically Violet's like, we're not allowed to do this. This is against the rules.
But she still
like,
couldn't stand her
puny
dragon.
human laws.
Yeah.
I don't care. I decide what is allowed and what is not. There is no rule that says a dragon cannot modify their seat to serve their rider. Just because your body is built differently than others doesn't mean you don't deserve to keep your seat. It takes more than a few strips of leather and a pommel to define a rider.
Hell yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah.
I have had many close to me professionally and personally with physical disabilities, and it is wow. Yeah, it's wild to kind of move through the world with folks who it's like, no, they deserve to have the same access.
Actually, yeah.
Universal design in architecture and in physical spaces, it's really important, and universal design does not impede. So like Violet having a saddle does not mean that other people cannot ride their fucking dragons
The same exact way they want to.
Simply it levels the playing field.
Yes, and
it
it's
simply
amazing.
makes it so that she can do what all of y'all can already do and have been doing successfully for long.
When it comes so naturally, but like for her, and then it's amazing what happens when she finally can keep her seat. Surprise! Violet Sorrengail, lightning wielder.
Yeah.
When you even the playing field, look what I can do. I'm the most powerful rider in this year.
That was wow. They were like, it's been a century since we've had a lightning wielder.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I cried. Tears were shed.
Me too.
So
Tears were shed for sure.
In my reread of Fourth Wing, so
You reread it?
Yeah. Oh, I sure did.
Oh my god.
She had to dramatize.
So the graphic audio is out. The first half of it. So then I finished the first half of the graphic audio, and I was like, well, I can't fucking stop. So I just read it.
All right.
So
especially there, the half. God.
Xaden says like, oh, I thought that that's what you could do, but I wasn't sure.
Yes.
And so did you catch when they kiss? Because I mean, it's always an emotional reaction. The first time they kiss, it thunders.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's weird. Thunder snow is not very common. I was like, oh my god, she was already wielding.
It was already happening.
But it comes with strong emotion.
For so much longer than she did, and
he was like, I thought so. I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
And then my favorite thing. Well, so then Violet kills Jack, which I liked,
which was the right response. Actually.
Just struck him down.
Yeah, as you should.
And then when she practices her lightning wielding, and she's like, I can't. It's usually just my emotions and whatever. And Taryn's like, should I get the wing leader?
Sir, you need to back off.
And sends her his perspective.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
How dare you, sir?
Actually.
It's just like explosions.
Yeah. Wild. It was, I mean, she's got a pretty insane signet. It's amazing. It was really, really beautiful. She was pretty torn up about killing Jack Barlow. She has
puked her
morals
guts
and
out.
ethics. She was meant to be
She sure
a scribe. I don't know, meant. At this point, I think she's stepping into her calling. But she was trained. She wanted to be a scribe, wanted to be, behind a desk to some
But
extent.
Taryn do a
Taryn really walked her through it.
She was like, shadows are coming around me, but it's not Zayden. It's my dragon. He protects me.
Oh my
He
god!
was like, it's okay.
And I think Andarna was involved in that too.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
She
a
was
big?
comforting.
Is that the second time she stops
I
time,
think
or is that
so.
later?
I thought that was the time that she did.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, no, I forget, but yeah, they're both involved in like, hey, yes, this does really suck. That's an appropriate response is to be upset that you killed someone.
Sure.
And keep that, but like we've got to move through this because it's going to happen, and,
Right.
and you're not a bad person. This was important.
Yeah. And then Zayden does come, and he's like, I puked the first time I killed someone, too.
Yeah. Very normalizing, very like, hey, this is actually the appropriate, healthy response.
It means that you're human, actually.
This is the right way to go about this. And like, and then, he's like, how can I help you through this? Is there anything
What could I possibly do?
And the note here, we have red alert, spice alert, it's sexy time, all caps from
Thank
Katie
God.
Bird with the red alert.
Finally.
Page 372 is the first
Jesus
true
Christ.
Semitic smut.
So,
It really doesn't feel that
No,
way.
it doesn't, because everything was so spicy.
I mean,
so spicy.
372, that's a smut book. That's a whole book. However, it felt so spicy the whole time.
I agree.
It really did. Everything was which is exactly how we like it.
And when we talk about payout, y'all,
Oh man,
oh my god,
that was a good one too.
holy shit, it was
pretty solid.
It kept going. I was like, Jesus Christ.
She did not leave anything on the table. Well, there's a pun in there somewhere because there were desks involved.
sure.
But yeah, this was really, and I loved his integrity of like, I don't want to take advantage of you, but I can't get my hands off you. It was just really good.
It's kind of the perfect blend, is it not? Like, we want someone to find us irresistible, but actually do resist.
But actually,
Like-
can you try to hold yourself back?
Don't just like,
The moment that like that the partners catch on that like, oh, actually it is a turn on when you respect my boundaries, that will actually get you so much further. Being honorable,
Saying we don't have to.
then puts the ball in my court,
Yep.
and then it's kind of hot because
Yep.
then I'm like, no, actually, I kind of want this.
Yep.
So it's fun. It's fun.
Beautiful. Perfect.
And he just did a really great job. You want to read this quote here?
Yes, I do.
I bet you do.
This is ShadowXaddy speaking.
Of course.
I always fucking want you. You walk into a room and I can't look away. I get anywhere near you and this is what happens. Instantly hard.
Fucking hell.
I can barely think when you're around.
Oops.
Like,
Whoopsies.
come on.
Yeah, because she said something to the effect of like, I mean, I'm into this, but like, are you?
Like,
and
are
this
you
is one of my
sure?
favorite
Let me make
tropes.
it
Yeah.
so clear for
Ali
you
Hazelwood
right
has
now.
done this many times too. This is one of my favorite tropes of just like, I don't know.
I like you.
Is he really into it?
Does he like
And
me?
then-
I'm so small.
And then he demonstrates.
Yes.
Quite clearly. He's like, yes, in fact.
Would you
Yes,
like to
indeed.
I'm
see?
into this.
Yes.
And that is a tried and true arousing trope that it works. It
Yeah.
works. The next note here that Katie Bird has is it's on the desk. It's like, and then the desk is frustrating because
He's
mechanics.
too tall.
Mechanics
He's
are
too
It's
tall.
frustrating. We
Too tall.
can't get the friction we want, and she makes that very clear. It's against the dresser. You know, damn it. You know what happens to that dresser is the
broke.
armoire
It broke.
splinters.
She know.
It's broken.
Whoops, oopsies. So, because, the force of the things, it's against the damn window. Whoops, it's on the floor. I like that how we really do have to work our way down.
And then when she gets to the floor, she's like, finally. I'm like, yeah, same, honestly.
Yes, sometimes that is the only way to get the friction, to get the situation.
It's like there's nothing is stopping the force, you know?
Exactly.
Yep.
But their top brains were not working, and it was just so cute. He is big and she is small. They talk mind to mind during the whole fucking scene, and I am just 3 hot sweaty emojis. So were they. I'm sweaty.
That seems convenient too, doesn't it? There is nothing worse sometimes than being like called to form words when that is not what's happening.
That's not where the blood is. The blood's not here.
Yeah,
I can't
That
think words.
also seemed very convenient to me. Of like, oh,
Yeah,
And it's
I don't
so
have to
we're
talk.
really on the same page
Hot.
right now.
It was really hot.
my
Yeah.
God.
It was beautiful, and I loved how they did not even get all the way undressed. There was some real urgency here.
Isn't that such a fun?
That's
isn't
a great
that
one.
Fun?
That's a great one.
And she asked him to stay.
That was angelic. Because
Can you stay with me?
Girlies need a little aftercare.
I mean,
it was aftercare. It was darling.
You just threw me around this room. Can you please?
Can you please stay
room
here
is
with
broken.
me?
It's actually destroyed.
And in the light of day, it certainly was. But it was just the most perfect. They were both so happy, and they were like, "Oh, look at the damage." They looked around. That was fun. There was lightning involved, because strong displays of emotion bring lightning for our lightning wielder. Mm-hmm. And then followed up by the classic, "Don't fall in love with me."
Don't fall in love with me.
Well, I think you already have with me. So, followed up by leaving actual violets on the nightstand.
Sir,
Okay,
so
Zayden.
Say less.
That was-
like,
Come on. You got up in the middle of the night and picked Violet so she wouldn't feel alone when she woke up?
that
get
was
out of
precious.
my fucking face
Yeah.
with that bullshit. Like,
Don't tell me not to fall in love with you and then put Violet.
You've already done enough. Like, I came
Outrageous.
thrice. Like,
Oh my god. What is it? Is it the next scene
Yeah, I
where
think
they
that's
start
5.
counting?
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, that was
"That's
twice."
one."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that is actually how I need for most sexual encounters to go. I need for you to keep a tally.
We're gonna start counting.
Yeah,
That's one.
There's a standard that you've set now. That was
so fucking
fantastic. I know that like pleasure is the measure of a healthy sexual encounter. Like we don't want orgasm to be the point of sex, but you know what? Sure is nice, and so maybe we can tally it up like that. I appreciated that. The violets. I actually did not get violets until just that moment. I did not. I was like, oh, he left violets. She and it was like leaving peonies or something.
oh yeah, just random.
No,
Violets.
her name is Violet.
I know.
Her name is Violet.
Damn it, Zayden.
That was really cute.
Really cute.
Okay, abrupt turn into political intrigue, but then we get right back to spice. So we'll just say she notices his scars, which was giving Outlander. Not gonna lie. Spoilers for our Outlander girlies, but so 107 scars for 107 children. Zayden's burden of responsibility. Katie Bird, how do you feel about this burden of responsibility?
Oh, it's so hot.
It's one of your favorites.
I mean, so he is like, I would rather have given my people a chance at life than certain death.
Yeah. A chance at life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And under these conditions, which we have made very clear, these conditions of life, are they really life?
They're bad.
No.
This is their only, like, regardless of skill or desire, like, okay, you can be writers. Most of them die.
Yeah.
Like,
But you could survive.
You could survive.
if you work hard enough for our
work
country.
really hard.
If you step a toe out of line, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Zayden dies. If any one of the 107, he can control them. But then, I mean, Liam, it makes so much more sense.
God, I love Liam.
Because he's like, I owe him my life. He's like, no, seriously. Like,
Literally.
Zayden is everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like Zayden's friends, we didn't talk about Zayden's friends very much, but he did send them all in to like train her and protect her. And he's like,
Yes, that's the constant theme is Zayden's friends.
but that's a testament to him where they're like, oh, this is what you need us to do. Absolutely. We're doing it.
Yeah,
Anything
no
for you.
questions asked. Because they all knew who her mama was too.
Yeah.
Like they all were
They all
in
already
on the
hated her.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they didn't question. They were like, yeah, yes, sir. Because he...
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy,
mean-
literally, because
immediately, Daddy.
wow. That was...
Hope and I just saluted at the same time.
Saluted, yes. Yes, sir. You can't see us, but we are saluting. Yeah. And then, what is this note here, Katie Bird?
I'm just his. Zayden is sad boying out on the parapet.
On the anniversary of his...
Yes.
Father's
And
Day.
Bodhi, who we haven't talked about at all, his cousin.
Oh, I love Bodhi.
Bodhi is amazing. Love.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any Iron Flame spoilers, but
Oh, okay.
and so she's trying to argue with them, and she's like, "Is it Garrick and Bodhi that are there?" And also love Garrick.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, I need to get out there and talk to him." And they were like, "He doesn't want to talk to anybody right now. He feels very sad because it's the
He's
anniversary
being
of."
a sad boy.
He feels sad.
So Jess did exactly this in Gilmore Girls. To a much smaller degree. But he sat on the bridge.
Sad.
And he kicked his little legs.
He
and
sure
he was
was swinging
sad.
them little
He was
legs.
swinging his legs on the bridge. And
Bless
that's what's
it.
happening on the parapet.
hot.
There's a thing.
Yep.
Okay, I don't personally find that hot. But I do find his burden of responsibility quite hot. And his expression of grief is hot.
Yes. And so they're like, "Hey, we're like his best friends, and he doesn't want to talk to us." And she's like, "Well, I'm just his. Like,
I'm his.
Let me out there." And so in her fancy dress,
Nobody's taking care of him.
exactly.
That's what she says. He
Yes.
takes care of everyone else. Nobody takes care of him.
Ah!
I know.
So she's in her little fancy dress
With her
she's
slit.
walking out.
Oh, with the slit all the way up.
All the way up.
Sure is, baby.
So she can ride.
And she's walking out on the parapet, and he's like, "Excuse me,
Ma'am."
don't ever risk your life for something as simple as talking to me ever again," which he says multiple times later in the second book. Oh my gosh.
That's adorable.
So hot.
It is.
So then they have a little come to Jesus on the parapet.
They sure do. They really work through some things.
Yes. He's like, "Okay, fine. I've loved you since the moment I saw you. Are you happy?"
Do you feel better now?
She's like, yeah.
She's like, "Thanks. That's all I wanted to know. Let's
Okay,
go."
I think I got the information I wanted. Okay, thank you. Oscarly's trying to determine.
And he's like, "You're an idiot. If I fall, my shadows will catch me. If you fall, you die. So what are we doing?"
he was like, can you
Stop being so careless with your life. You die, I die, remember?
it's a request. Could you please be better? It was so cute. He was so frustrated with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hot. Get angry with me.
Yes, please. Let me annoy the shit out of you.
Yeah, actually, let me be so fucking annoying that you do something about it, please. Spice alert number 2, page 416.
Again.
I passed the proverbial mic, the actual mic, actually, to Katie Bird to read this dramatic.
Oh, yes. An excerpt from The Word of Rebecca Yarros, Book Fourth Wing, Chapter 32, Verse 417.
Sure.
Everybody.
I like bring the phone,
Refer
the
to your
shared note
text.
closer to my.
Everybody open your books.
I see suck and clit, so we're good.
Here we go.
I suck in a sharp breath and throw my head back at the sheer pleasure of his tongue, licking and swirling around my clit. Oh, gods.
Oh, gods never gets old. This was
It cracks me
hysterical
up every
time.
Yep, I love it.
Oh, gods.
Which one are you calling out for? He asks against my flesh. Because it's just you and me in this room, Vi, and I don't share.
I don't share. No one else can. It's you and me.
You, my fingers tingle in his hair. I'm calling out for you. I appreciate the elevation to deity, but my name will do.
Oh my god.
And then she says something along the lines of like, I just call his name.
Yeah, I just start screaming.
Yeah. I will now use your name. Thanks for that.
The word of Zayden for the people of Zayden. Thanks be to Zayden.
Thanks be to Shadow. Are you in the bathtub?
Oh my
When are
god.
you ready?
Probably, to be honest.
You were quippy.
Yeah, this
I get
is
quippy
cute.
in the bath.
This is cute.
This is cute. We like it. To give credit to whom credit is due. Yeah, this was a really beautiful little oral, because their first sexual encounter that we were privy to, it was more, there was urgent, there was a
We get
real
some hand action and a lot of penetration.
yes, against many different services, which is
many pages of a man on his knees, and that's what we love to see.
the emphasis was on him taking his sweet time and counting off
In
her
response to
climaxes.
her telling him that she loved him, she was like, he was like, well, let me get on my knees real quick.
Actually, let me show to you how I feel about you. It was beautiful. Yeah, that was really darling. So this was when they were interrupted, right?
So they have sex multiple times, and then like, and one of the times where she's
5 or 6. She's riding him.
yeah, she's on top, and someone knocks on the door, and he goes, "Someone better be fucking dead."
And then Garrick, I think, was like, actually,
I think so.
Actually, several
But as it
people are
turns out,
dead.
it's war games.
I know. And then they were like, for you
what?
interrupted us for what?
For what?
And like he throws the thought, and he's like, "It's war games," and she's like, "God damn it!"
Multiple people were still in last night's clothes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really cute. Yeah, what's your note here? You share.
Oh, the twist of the century. The mysterious shadow wielder has secrets.
What?
And Violet acts shocked. Are you, bitch? Come
Has the gall
on.
to
come on.
act shocked.
Come on.
He's been having secret meetings that you knew about, and you have the gall to act surprised that he's got secrets.
This was willful ignorance at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
You
come
just
on.
didn't
That's
ask.
Come on,
you,
babe.
baby.
Yeah, we don't be the girl.
Well,
She
this
doesn't.
is another theme that will come up in the
Really?
second book.
Teenage bullshit.
Well, here's the thing: the girlies, they live by the ignorance is bliss. Sometimes,
Yeah.
their gut is saying, I should probably, but I don't know if I'm prepared for the answer, and so they
Yeah.
don't ask. But then they're heartbroken and devastated whenever they find out the answer.
Right.
referencing an earlier situation that we discussed, that I'm like, that is a similar, like, oh, I thought all along, and it's like, yeah, well, you didn't ask, and you like, they're not going to volunteer information.
I mean, well, yeah, I'm on Zayden's side. You didn't ask.
Yeah,
And he probably would. I feel like
he took full responsibility.
I really love that scene where the Griffin riders show up, because I mean they are making out, which is hot.
So
hot. He's just very good protect, because they want to kill her because she's a Sorengale.
Yeah.
And he's like, you touch her and you will die. I don't care about our bargains, but
just to be clear.
And then Violet turns on Xaden and she's like, don't come near me, I will kill you. And then Garrick is like, I think she means that. And he goes, no, I know she does. She actually will.
No, I know she does.
I love her.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, they're seeing their relationship develop is quite delightful. Yeah, so then we have here the note, bitch, come on. Dane is a piece of fucking shit who steals memories without permission and sends innocent marked ones to die at Athebine. Can't read that word. If y'all thought I hated Tamlin, you ain't seen something yet. Oh. Dane is dead to
I don't
me.
know. You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Dane is dead to me.
That was some fuck shit.
I think that was Dane's true colors truly were shown at just about, I mean, right after the first interaction we started seeing when he wasn't really believing in her. We were like, oh, Dane, red flags.
Yep.
These were like real red sirens of
horrible. And he was like, don't go with them. You have to stay here. And she's like, I'm a lightning wielder. I have to go with them because that's my job.
Yeah.
I am a fighter in this war. And he's like, okay, bye. See you later.
Just the worst.
No, he fucking knew.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Dane.
Yeah.
I hate him.
It's bad.
But it's all in the name of protection, but that's not
not
protecting. That's controlling, actually.
It just is so toxic.
Yeah.
It just is so, like, I think
it's a powered...
Yeah.
Like the moment Violet looks around and realizes it's all marked ones and her, she's like, holy shit, he sent them here to die.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Literally.
That, oh my God.
Yeah.
I can kill him.
It was
He can fall off his
abundantly
dragon.
clear.
I don't care. Bye.
You know, Tamlin still hasn't died, so I don't know. Dane may continue to be there.
I trust Rebecca more than I trust Sarah.
Are there girlies who like Dane?
No.
I feel like there can't be.
There's no way.
Do we want a Dane redemption arc?
She has, there's a quote in that I saved from Violet about, like, he may have been an ass the last few months, but that doesn't negate the years he's been my best friend. Like, actually the opposite of that.
Yeah,
Actually, he spent years being your best friend and then still did this to you.
Yeah. That's not okay.
I think that's actually worse.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm over it.
The betrayal, and it's hard to reckon with that. But like we said, these training grounds, it brings out your true colors and your core self, and that has been revealed.
Your core self is that you're sending innocent young people to die
because of this blind loyalty to the law,
which is also super. I think that is the political intrigue. Like, that was the whole, like, secret the whole time. That there's a quote in here talking about the marked ones, that their parents died to expose the truth, while my parents sacrificed my brother to keep this secret. Like, the whole structure of their, like, civilization, of their, like,
their
like,
culture.
their whole thing is built on lying, on, like, keeping the truth,
continuing to lie to their children, to generations and generations and generations.
And Dane just stepped right in. He's just in lockstep, no questioning, no,
but,
like
the red flags abound, Dane. Like, you have the cognitive dissonance.
Well, and the lying about something that could destroy your entire civilization, like having Venin and Wyvern, little dragons with just.
I know, they're so goofy to picture.
I picture like a squat version of the worms from Lord of the Rings. Those are not, because every time I'm like, that's a weird looking dragon, and my partner's like, that's not a dragon.
Not a dragon.
Looks like a dragon to me.
Yeah, it looks like a dragon. It's not. It's like weird little 2 feet.
Yeah, evil.
Yeah.
Like the Demogorgons from Stranger Things.
Yes. But lying to your people about something that is so powerful that it can wipe out an entire village.
Knowledge is power.
Right. Like
knowledge
that,
is power. They deserve to know that.
absolutely not. That's
It's not okay, actually. And it seems as if Xaden understands that that's not okay. And Xaden's doing something about that. And he is creating the uprising, you know, or he's aligning with the values of his parents. You know, I have yet to read Iron Flame, and I'm sure that some of that unfolds in there. But yeah, he's on the right side of history. Dan is not. And yeah, your next note here is, this is kind of an abrupt change. This was devastating. I understand that a lot of people died in this book. I understand that someone close to us has to die. I understand that. Did it have
Oh my God.
to
didn't
be
have to be him,
an actual
girl.
angel?
When I was telling you that through this, I was holding out hope until the absolute last that there
Liam-
was going to be some redemption for Liam, or that he wasn't actually.
Well, she point blank asked. She said, "Is Liam really dead?"
Yeah.
At the end, and
it didn't have to be him.
Oh.
It didn't have to be Liam.
And the fact that like bait and switch, because I know I texted you about this when like I think maybe it was during War Games. Oh, the second time Andarna stops time to save him.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Violet saves him, and I texted she's like, "Oh my God, I thought he was gonna die. Thank God he's alive." And then she fucking killed him anyway. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Devastating.
That was cruel.
Brutal.
And
That was cruel.
He's just whittling. He's making the dragon.
He's just
Leave
oh
Liam
my God.
alone.
Protect Liam.
That was not okay.
no.
that
That was brutal.
And then
that was so upsetting.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry now. But like they take him.
It's an appropriate response.
They take him to his dragon.
Yeah. Oh God. That.
Oh my God.
And he looks at Violet and says, "It's been an honor." Oh my God!
Bitch.
How fucking dare you?
Get out. Oh my God. Get out.
The burden
just-
of that
How?
was not okay.
Horrible. Horrifying.
Of all the people, like I
Devastating.
could have lived if Garrick died. I could have,
Sure.
Yeah.
like
Sure.
anyone else, literally.
Yeah.
It was the
Would we
most
have-
touching.
I was just wondering if I would have been happier if Rhiannon had had to die.
I was thinking the same thing to myself.
I mean, Rhiannon has a beautiful plot in Iron Flame,
Yeah,
and I'm glad
okay.
that she's
We
around.
love her, but
like,
oh my
I
God.
think it would have.
This is
It
similar.
would have been devastating.
This is similar to Samwise Gamgee dying.
Yeah.
this,
This
is
is
like
what-
It's
yeah.
akin to
You
Samwise
can't-
Gamgee. You
not
can't do that.
okay.
Don't do that.
Like this is the
Don't do
loyal
that.
Like,
golden retriever dying.
I can't carry this for you, but I can carry you. Like you can't. You can't be doing that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the
Heartbreaking.
loyal to the end. Like not okay,
I'm gonna
Rebecca
throw up.
Yarros.
I'm
I
gonna throw
understand
up.
that like this is how you get people
Oh my
like
God.
talking about your book. I get it, but like not okay. So. We literally, I would have sacrificed so many other people, so many
Yeah.
other characters.
Literally.
for this to not
Yeah.
have happened.
God.
Well, look forward to a little bit of meaning making in the second book.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, we're not just going to let go of this death and
Very
pretend
good.
that
Oh,
it
no,
never
it's
happened.
present.
Oh,
Okay.
it's present.
It's reminded at every turn.
And I,
Interesting.
Thank God. At the very
Yeah.
least, if you're going to devastate me in this way, let it carry forward
Let
and
it
not
have
just
some
be
kind
some.
of
we have
meaning.
some some foreshadowing because he says like, "Hey, my sister's coming up. Like, take care of my
Okay.
sister."
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, that'll be good.
It's been an honor.
It's been an
Get
honor.
the
It's been
fuck
an honor.
out. Oh
Wow.
my God.
I mean, pour one out for Liam. If you're at home drinking,
Pour one out for
pour
Liam.
one out for Liam.
We're
Rip.
really.
Goddamn.
That was really got us, Rebecca.
If this is ever turned into like a series or a movie, I'm not
be.
sure I could withstand watching Liam die.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
that was-
watching the drag. Like,
yeah, the
Oof.
dragon morning. No, we're good. We're good.
now I'm flashing back to Game of Thrones. You know,
Oh,
when
God.
we lose one of the three in the icy times.
Yeah.
you know,
Icy
you know.
times. I am not a Game of Thrones
Yeah,
fan
I mean,
yet,
this
but-
is the whole time I'm reading them. This is so cinematic. I can picture
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yes,
like if
it
they don't
would
make
be
this
gorgeous.
if they don't turn this into some kind of like visual
Thrones
medium,
thing.
it has like you're making a mistake
Yeah,
because
dumb.
everything is laid
It
out
would
for
be
you.
really good.
It's,
Perfect.
It's beautifully written in just
Give
that
me
way.
a season per book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Give
Like
me-
an 8-episode arc
Sure.
per book.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, I would much prefer that too.
They did that for Bridgerton.
Oh, yeah, don't do it.
Bridgerton. Books are like
Bridgerton, yeah.
this book, and you get 8 episodes.
Yeah,
Oh.
they
It's
really,
like 200 pages, and you get a whole 8 episodes.
They built in some
If they
additional
can
plot,
do it
actually.
for Bridgerton, then
Yeah.
surely.
Maybe we'll get Shonda on the case. I don't know.
Shonda, please.
Shonda,
Shonda, if
please.
you're listening,
Shonda,
please.
pull up with the fourth wing.
We know she's
on.
listening. Well, we move in at the end, the perspective switch. That was
The way my stomach drops
I
when there's a
hate
perspective switch.
And I had a feeling that this was a perspective switch that was just going to throw us off.
Sure.
But we all know what's happening with the perspective switch.
Yeah.
That means that somebody's died.
Yeah.
Now, class, what do we know to be true when there's an unprecedented perspective switch?
And on the audiobook too, this was
man.
It changed
Ooh,
voices.
alarming.
And I was like, what? What is happening? So wow.
Disorienting almost.
What do we know to be true is we know that the author
Has ruined your
is
life.
toying
playing
with us.
games with us.
Yeah.
Playing
she's-
some fucking games.
She's toying with us. That's what we know to be true. And then she says, you say, that's right. Shit is about to hit the fan. That was wild.
The twist.
The whole entire, and then she wakes up and she's in a new place. Oh my
It was
God.
so alarming,
And then the
too.
last sentence of the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Same thing with Iron Flame. Last sentence of the book, it's going to make you want to chuck it.
Yep.
Like the fuck.
Yep.
Honestly.
The
Yeah.
fuck.
But
the
also-
actual fuck.
But also, he's like, I told you, like, something along the lines of like, you're not healed, like you're clearly mended. Like this is not a heal. Like, and who is our mend? Oh my God!
So,
I didn't see it coming.
do Brennan's alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her long dead brother.
I did not predict.
And fighting in the revolution.
And fighting in the revolution.
I can fuck with some revolution.
I'm
shit.
so sure.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's
it
the
up.
Hamilton. It's the American in me. Give me a revolution.
Red, white, and blue, motherfucker.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
I'm sorry. I am who I am.
Oh my God.
But wow, I could fuck with that all day. That was
I love it. Turn it
inspiring.
upside down.
Yep.
Fuck the government up. Let's murder a general.
Everything
I don't
I
care.
thought to be true
Yep.
is not.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
It's
wow.
not.
Give me-
Amazing.
let me eat it with a spoon. I will say, and I have not read Iron Flame, and maybe others haven't either, so y'all, no spoilers. It does make me wonder if her dad is still alive.
Ooh, that's interesting. And
What a question
And
to
or
ask.
is her dad knew that Brendan was not actually dead, and it also brings in my speculations on like, wow, mom is really actually an evil tyrant. She is actually a really big problem because that in order to like that means that he's lying to his two sisters. Like they couldn't know either. They just had to mourn his death.
Yep.
I know they
Brendan's
make
death.
a joke all the time. It's like, I don't want to be an only sibling, so please don't die.
And it's like that, like the cost has to be really high for
Yep.
mom knowing, or else, it was just wild.
Yep.
So many things clicked into place
Yeah.
as I saw that he was
I will
alive.
say,
Yeah.
having had
Like, no,
read
this
Iron-
revolution is real.
having had Red Iron Flame, I
Yep.
still have those same
I
questions.
have questions as
really?
well.
I have
Okay,
lots,
this hasn't all
Those
been
questions and more questions.
and many
Okay.
more questions
Yes.
actually.
Questions on questions
Interesting.
on
And
questions.
after having read the last sentence of the book, I
Bitch.
have some things. I have an angry email to write.
a letter to the
And you know
editor.
she's going to do it too. It's going to be very,
Yeah.
very
Detailed.
well put together,
Henceforth.
well constructed.
It's gonna be I
However.
mean,
Therefore,
I'm doing a
please
concern.
fuck off, Rebecca.
Fuck off, Rebecca. Well, I think
God damn it.
I saw
Shit.
some like vague review that said something about like this book suffers from second book syndrome.
Oh,
and
that
it
was me. That was my review that you read.
That was the
actually.
top of your review. I love it. Well, yeah, it's the second book.
Yeah, I don't mean to put my friends on blast here, but I do have a different friend, one of my redheads, who was obsessed about Fourth Wing and DNF'd Iron Flame.
Oh, really?
What?
And I talked to her the whole time. I was like, I'm not here to, yum your yuck, but like give
Wow.
it wait, I get what
Just
you're
do it.
saying, but just come on.
the
And
point-
she was like,
she
no, the
wouldn't-
prose
she put
was
it
so
down?
bad that like I could not tolerate
So
it.
I will say, if you
It's the same author.
so if
It
you
is.
have, you haven't read it. So for folks who have not read Iron Flame and you're not sure about what we're talking about,
Fucking read it.
I mean, read it.
But-
At least finish the fucking
the
book.
plot that's
I like
there,
your
the
red
plot is amazing. It's so
Plot's good.
It does occasionally feel, this is where we get to like 20-year-old bullshit. We have the same argument a couple times. We
Yeah.
have the same conversation a couple times. And then there's some conflicts that seem like they repeat themselves. But as far as like the overarching plot, it's still super intriguing. And
Okay.
she turned, like, this book was spicy. She turns it up to 11 in
Stop
Iron
it
Flame.
right
like,
now.
the spice is so fucking good.
Okay, so there's more
And
spice.
he rewrite in letters. I'm just saying.
Ooh, nice. Sexting.
We'd be writing letters, and that's all I have to say.
Okay,
I thought
that's
it was
fascinating
worth
to
it.
me.
I thought
I
it
agree.
was 100% worth it.
That's all I need.
No
like I don't
question.
need it to be perfect. I just
Is it worth it? Definitely it's definitely second book syndrome. Like it's the opposite of ACOTAR, actually, where like in ACOTAR the first one sucked and then the rest of them, ACOMAF and ACOWAR, were good. This is the reverse, where it's like the first one's definitely better. Yeah. But Iron Flame is so worth it.
But it's still worth the read.
Oh, and I'm going to keep on reading it.
Oh, for sure.
As it comes out.
For sure.
I've dedicated my life to this now.
She did once a year, right? Didn't she? So
these two were so close together.
They were really close
It was
together.
like 6 months apart.
Stop
it. wasn't. Yeah, that's people's critique is that she went too fast. She didn't take the time to
She
edit.
was rushing to try and like catch some like
should've-
red
because it was
or
it got
whatever.
so popular so fast. She was like, "Well, shit, now I gotta."
Well, listen,
rush
we're
through.
girlies. Like, we're not gonna let it die out. If we love this, we're gonna get tattoos. We're gonna this is gonna be our whole personality.
I still get ACOTAR edits on my TikTok for you page. Like,
me too.
Honey, you don't have to worry about us losing interest.
We're not going anywhere.
we've dedicated it. You make a character like Zayden, then we're in it forever.
We're actually loyal for the rest. Do you know how many times we've rewatched Gilmore Girls?
I
Like,
mean,
like we like. Do you understand?
It's true.
Comfort characters.
So
we
true.
will. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe her next one will be pretty soon because Iron Flame came out.
It only
this
came
year.
out in November.
Oh, okay.
So we got some time, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean,
I'm
she's
into it, though.
only just now writing it. Like, she just posted recently, it was on Instagram or
Oh, wow.
something, where she posted, like, her whiteboard where she had erased everything and then put out, like, sticky notes with, I'm assuming it's, like, chapters.
She's starting her process.
Yeah, so and then she, like, posted, like, her playlist of what she listens to.
Oh,
and
that's so fun.
confirmed, she has a Swiftie, she listens to Taylor Swift.
Obviously.
And some deep cuts of Taylor Swift.
Okay, well, she's got it. Wow, how could you be a prolific author and not be
And not listen to the amazing writing of Taylor Swift.
Hard to say.
Exactly. Wow.
Hard to say.
Well, y'all.
A journy we have gone on.
Oh my God.
Through the air, tumbling,
Fucking in the
or not.
air.
Yeah, this was wow. I am forever changed. I am so sorry. I'm issuing a formal apology to anyone I have ever said, "Ooh, I don't know about Fourth Wing." I know now. I know now. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. Fourth Wing lives up to the hype. I can't believe we waited this long. Would we say how would we rate? What's our rating scale again? I've slept.
We have a Streets and Sheets for the mailman character.
I mean, Zayden holds the fuck up.
He's 5
all the
star.
time.
I mean, across the
He's
board.
consistent.
all the
Streets and
time.
sheets. Like there's nothing. Like that's the point. He has integrity.
He's a pretty integrated dude, I think.
Yeah,
This is
and
like-
he's one of the only ones that is looking within. He'd be reflected.
A little self-awareness.
Yeah.
He's been through
Wow.
some shit, but he's allowing it to. Yeah.
And then
in
our
a good
female
way.
main character, I have nothing bad to say about
Yeah.
Violet. I
No,
think she's
no.
incredible.
Violet, yeah.
Which is notable,
I
actually,
mean, we
because
have critiques about how women are written in books.
and by women.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah. I mean, we're girls, but it's still wow. She's really Violet is pretty solid. I enjoy her as a character.
She's incredible. She's funny and she's strong and she
very smart.
is so smart. I love like her scribe side and
And her like quoting the facts and
yes. Oh yes.
Oh, that's so relatable.
I love that
girly.
Zayden was like, get to quoting your facts so they're gonna read your mind.
Oh my god, that was so hot. He was like, if you value your secrets, start thinking about your stupid.
She's like,
facts.
I can't think of an animal.
Same.
And also, how did you know?
Oh
Yeah,
I'm having Iron Flame flashbacks and I just want to scream.
I know.
Okay, well,
Oh my God.
I've got to read it immediately. I mean, I only hours ago finished.
Yeah,
Fourth
that's okay.
Wing itself. So
Give her a
Take
breather.
some space.
Yeah.
Have some space.
Give her a breather.
Well, wow. Okay, well, yeah, that's with Streets and Sheets characters,
and then
would we let our friends date Zayden? Oh my god,
absolutely.
Actually,
Please
no, I
do.
won't,
No,
because I'm dating
actually,
Zayden.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing Zayden.
No, it's
And
gonna
he-
get a
and
little
you know what? He
competitive.
doesn't share either.
He doesn't. He doesn't like to share. It
Yeah.
was wow. That was stunning.
And then we have a plot and a smut rating.
Yeah, plot.
5 stars.
Love the plot.
One of the
5 out
best
of 5.
plots.
Love the plot.
Amazing
So
plot.
maybe a little predictable sometimes, but maybe that's just because fantasy is
Fantasy.
sometimes
I mean,
like, well,
we've
they're
got
going to get their
tropes in there.
powers.
Yeah.
Tropes.
Tropes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a difference between predictability and tropes.
Utilizing, yeah.
It's like, no, this is how the story goes.
Yeah.
This is a trope. Yeah, it was beautiful in that sense. Show don't tell is
Show
my
don't
new
tell.
standard. Like,
Absolutely.
Like,
That's
don't
going to
tell.
be a tough standard to.
I know. I don't think that will ever happen again.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
In any book, but
Yeah.
yeah, show don't tell. She did a beautiful job with that.
Loved
Smut, gorgeous.
I thought thought the smut was great.
Yes. I mean, we had 2 official, like, fully written sex scenes, but
Just so much spice, undercurrent.
the whole
floating
book is hot.
And we've said this once. We said this a million times. That's what smut is all about.
Yes.
Smut is about the build
Yeah.
up. That's the fun of it.
I was also zero shade to the, Allie Hazel Woods of the world.
Sure.
But I was relieved that it wasn't like all this build up and one sex scene at exactly 76%.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Right.
I was happy that it
Yes,
didn't
that they
follow that kind of
continued.
pattern.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and I think
that gets old.
Allie Hazelwood does write beautiful sex scenes.
Yes.
And she does do like good job of like alluding like it's we still really desperately want each other, but not always writing the next scene. But with Xaden and Violet, we do get like they are so desperate for each other. Like they're talking mind to mind all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I can't wait until we can be alone and finally do this. And then when they actually get
And then
to
they
do it,
show the scene. I was expecting
And
them
it's
to do
always-
a little teaser.
No,
but
I was
it's like-
very happy that they did not.
because it's just not. It doesn't hold up. Like if they really, really want each other, shouldn't that
I
be what we see?
want to read about it.
Yeah,
It feels
Don't
so
close that
much
door.
more like almost just like a plot device to me that way.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're just filling out this like structure of like
Yes.
this is what a smut like this is what a slow build is,
But
and then we just
actually,
lose it
for a
and-
story.
Yeah,
Show me. It feels
the consistency of it.
like if they all they can talk about is wanting to have sex, then like okay,
Let's
show
do
us
it.
the sex. That'd be great.
I mean, the book is just, it's so hot from the moment you meet him until the very end. Like, the undercurrent is always like, it's just hot.
It's there. I have a quote from the very end from Xaden's chapter.
Please.
Yes.
He loves her so much.
I can't help it. I smile. This brilliant fucking woman is mine. Or was mine. Will be mine again if I have anything to say about it. Which I probably don't. I sigh, losing the smile immediately. Fuck.
Yeah, you fucked it up, Xaden. You're gonna have to win her back.
The end. Now what? Now we're going to do Daddy Shadows. What you can do?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah,
Daddy
What you gonna do?
Shadows.
Now you gotta
Go
do
for it.
something.
Go ahead. What's next?
Gosh, I love Xaden.
Yeah.
Love him. And
He took personal responsibility. He's like, I kind of fucked this up. I didn't
did.
tell her.
Fuck.
And now I'm gonna have to fix this.
but I also love he does a good job of like letting
is
her
on
have
her.
letting her
Yeah.
having autonomy, but also reminding her of like, hey, this is how you feel. When I think he's like, she's like, I loved you, and then you lied to me, and he's like, no, you love me. You're mad at me right now, but you love me.
and then he gives her like when she's waking up and healing, he's like giving her space and whatever. And he's modeling that trust is earned and not given. He realizes that he made a mistake. He should have told her because she could have fixed the situation. He said something to that effect. Like you probably would have figured out how to do this battle or whatever. You would have solved it if I would have told you. But yeah, trust is earned and not given. I will earn this back. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
He's just consistent and
An incredible smut character.
yes.
Wow. Our worlds have been rocked.
Yes. Well, y'all, I don't know what to do. Except
Apparently we have to just go on with the rest of our day.
we have to just live with this knowledge in our
Yep.
brains.
Yeah, we're
Just
gonna
live in a world where this exists.
Yeah, and just read other books. How?
I really did have to
Literally
super
how I
mix
felt.
it up.
Yeah.
Like
I was
I
like,
had to
I
do
can't.
something completely different because otherwise I was just like,
I know, like I was scouring like BookTok looking for. I was like
Something like Fourth
something
Wing.
that will make me feel like another romantasy that will make me feel this way.
Nope.
And I was like, there's nothing
Not like this.
There's nothing that's like this.
That's why it's gotten this level of hype.
Yeah.
Is like I feel like if you're not a fantasy fan, you can get into this.
Oh, for sure.
If you're not a smut, if you're here for the fantasy and you're just like, ooh,
Either
and it's
way,
spicy. Those are my favorite girlies who are like usually into. They're like, ooh, but this one's a little hot.
there's like spicy.
yeah, it is.
I saw a TikTok the other day that felt very like, oh, you, my sweet summer child.
Yeah.
But it was this girl who was like, did y'all know? Like the girls who say that they like to read, like they're just, do y'all know what they're reading? And I was like, oh.
it's porn. We're reading
Oh, you're
porn.
new. This is new
Let
to
me tell you what we
new to
like
the chat.
to read.
Hello. Not some
Garbage.
cute little nerdy little like quiet intellectual whatever. No.
No, I mean,
I am an intellectual. What do you mean?
Sure.
I'm studying.
I'm studying the art
I
of
have-
seduction.
I
I don't know.
learned so much.
This is called being well-rounded. I have zero shame about this.
No.
This is a feature, not a flaw.
Yep.
The girlies who like to read, this is what we're reading.
We're reading porn.
100% agree.
I love it when, people pick up our books and are like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Accurate.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much
listeners.
for listening. That was our review of Fourth Wing. I mean, I know you're not surprised. 5 stars across the board.
Yeah, good stuff.
What a way to kick off 2024.
Strong start.
In the Smut Club.
Smut Club.
Strong start.
Strong start.
If you liked this episode, leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast.
We prefer 5 stars.
5 stars is our preference.
Sure,
but
sure.
any review actually helps. And tell your friends about the Smut Club because
Smut is better
with friends. As always, you can send us your thoughts, comments, and suggestions to smutisbetterwithfriends@gmail.com.
We love them all.
We love-
Even if it's literally just folks nerding out about
Yes.
how
If
excited
you
they
just
are
want to
about
scream
Fourth
into
Wing.
the void about Fourth Wing,
Let us be your void. We'll receive it.
I'll scream back.
And y'all go read the review on Goodreads that you put for Silver Flames.
Oh, yeah. Go read that.
Yes,
long ass-
engage with us on Goodreads, Instagram, sometimes TikTok a lot.
Yes.
All the things.
If you're looking for us anywhere, at Smut is Better with Friends, you can find us at that at. And until next time, it's just you and me in here, Violet, and I don't share.